To lead the Skol chant and sound the Gjallarhorn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Oh, we're right there.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Skol show. I'm Fish. With me, as always, I have Mr. Positivity, Cody Bowden. Welcome to our 31st off-season show of the year. We're going to be here every week during the off-season show, getting through this abyss together. Keith is running just a couple minutes late, but he's going to be joining us shortly. Tonight, we're 25 days away from the Vikings opening game. The Vikings have made some roster moves. We're going to recap the preseason game from last weekend, and we're going to take a look at this week's game as well as the joint practices with the Patriots are heating up. We're going to take a look at and grade our cornerbacks and safeties. Cody's going to call it. Got some Around the Gjallarhorn questions and hot takes. At the end of it all, we're going to give you a chance to come on the show and speak your thoughts. But before we jump into all that, with the off-season coming closer to an end, I want to know which off-season activity would you like to attend if you could choose one? One day of the Combine, one day of the NFL Draft, one day of training camp, or any one preseason game of your choice? What do you got, Cody? Let us know in the chat.
So I'm a big card collector, and I like stuff with like autographs on it. You know, I'm a big memorabilia guy. I got stuff autographed on the back of my wall. It'd be pretty cool to go to an actual training camp and see how there. I remember the last one I went to, I went with my mom when she was living in Mankato, and she took us to one. And I remember some of the players. I was super young to even remember any of the names on the back, but I always wanted to get an autograph, and we always left early and never got to get to the autograph. So I was like, I would love to go back just to get autographs from the players, even though the draft would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I think I want to specifically go to a night practice. You remember a couple of years ago when who was it? Jason came on with us, and he was at the night practice and turned his camera on so we could see. You know, we could get a tape. I want to go to that, man. As a matter of fact, the way I scheduled my vacations this year, I kind of set it up to where I thought training camp would start. I thought maybe I might go see, but the night practices were on the weekend. And with the way my work schedule is, it just didn't work out for me to be able to go and be too stressful getting back and all that stuff. But yeah, I'd like to go to a night practice and watch that.
Yeah.
What about you guys in the camp in the comments? I see Andrew would like to go to training camp. Shaq's at a karaoke bar down in the Caribbean. He's drinking Mai Tais and all that stuff. He's living the life right now. He might be pretending to be like a Jamaican scuba instructor just so he can get closer to the ladies.
I wonder how many fans are in Jamaica that are Vikings fans.
I don't know, man. We seem to be pretty universal.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me say hi to some people. Skol, Timmy, Chevy, Andrew, Bob, George. Let's see here. All right. So we are 25 days away from the first game of the season. And we've had some players wear the number 25. Some of the old timers might recognize the name Dean Derby, Larry Vargo, Nate Allen, Kurt Knopf. How about old Vincey Glenn, 92 to 94. Alfred Jackson, Chris Dishman. Remember that? Remember that little adventure, Cody?
Yeah.
Eric Kelly. And, oh, wow. I forgot about Tank Williams, man. So that's 2 former Titans that we got that wore 25 that just weren't that great for us. How about Latavius Murray, Alexander Madison, and one of the stars of our first week of preseason, Khalif Hayalasi, with his 2 picks. Yeah, buddy. So
Murray, that's one of the biggest names that I was able to see.
Yeah. So good old Alexander Madison. We drafted him in 2019 in the 3rd round. He played for us 5 seasons. He had 584 carries. He amassed 2,370 yards, which is 4.1 yards a carry. Cody, what is it? North of 4, right?
Yeah, north of 4.
But he declined, right? His first 2 seasons, he was 4.6, 4.5, and then he got under 4 his last 3. And he only had 11 rushing TDs. He had 6 receiving TDs. And you know the funny thing is, Cody, with some of the great running backs we've had, he is actually ranked 16th as a leading rusher in our team's history. Isn't that nuts?
That is pretty crazy. That is pretty nuts. I think when we drafted Madison, I think people were thinking we were going to get a J.I.J., you know, that fantasy fantasy performer back in the day from Boise State. And I think that's when we drafted at Madison, that was the type of running back we were going to get again. But, yeah, we were wrong.
Yeah. His best game he had for us, he had 25 carries, 113 yards, and a reception TV. That was that week 5 Kirk Zimmer shove. And unfortunately, in preseason game last week, he took a nasty hit and spill and had to go in for immediate neck surgery. So, well, prayers up for old Alexander Madison. Hopefully he recovers well. He didn't do anything to deserve hate from us. He just wasn't quite enough for us to be what we needed him to be. What up, Captain?
What's up, fella? Sorry for being late.
Skol, T-Bass. Skol, Dwayne.
Damn it.
So we were just talking about Alexander Madison, Keith. What is your feelings towards him?
Well, first of all, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think we all loved him when he was number 25. Then when he made the change to 2, I think it went downhill from there. And then when he became the starter, it just didn't work out. A lot of us fans thought maybe he could be the starter. A lot of us said maybe we should trade him before that came up. And I don't know. I mean, I have good memories and bad memories. And I think, like Fish said, it really wasn't his fault. He just wasn't what we needed to have a running back, and we tried to make him into something he wasn't. And it is unfortunate, you know, he did have neck surgery. Hopefully he can bounce back from that and come back next year.
Let me tell you, my favorite Madison memory has absolutely nothing to do with football. When that dude in MVFU, the group, had him do a cameo telling people to shut up.
Oh, yeah. I man, should have told me that. I probably could have dug that thing up. What's up, Christy Skol? I probably could have dug that thing up and showed it. Did you guys talk about Dishman?
I just touched on him. I said, Cody, you remember that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe that this photo right here turned into a touchdown, and he's not laying down in the end zone. He's 20 yards away from the end zone right here. This ends up being a damn Packers touchdown, this play. And that's the only thing I remember Chris Dishman for. He was a good Houston Oiler. Like, I think he was all pro bowler. He came here for 1 year. Like, you know, we cycled through cornerbacks like we cycled through quarterbacks. But this is the one play that I'll always remember Chris Dishman for.
I remember when this play happened, and it was kind of like the Minneapolis Miracle, but in reverse, where I was just like, ow!
Yeah. A couple of my friends had just come over because we were going to go out after, and I'm there watching it, and they're there with me, and they got silent because they didn't know if I was about to explode or what. And it ruined my night. I didn't even want to go out anymore. I could not believe that had just happened. I thought he made the play on the ball just like he thought he did, but he was celebrating, and Antonio Freeman's like, and then he gets up and he runs it in. That was amazing. Our next running back will be better than Genty. Bob Sweet, who's our next running back going to be? Genty got off to a good start, though. I think he had 3 carries last week for -1 yards.
Yep. Hey, he didn't fumble the ball, so that is a positive.
That is a positive. That was a problem that Madison had too as a starter. Yeah, he had a case of the fumbles.
Mm-hmm. Well, Boise State running backs, they're weird.
So, in roster news, the Vikings made a few moves. One of them being Rondell Moore, officially put him on season-ending IR. What's funny about that is they really haven't said what the injury is, just season-ending knee injury. I've heard, like, is it the ACL, MCL, PCL, all the above? It's just the knee's bad, it's not looking good, he's having surgery, season over. So that's kind of weird because most other injuries, by that night, we hear what it was.
Details.
Mm-hmm. And like the next day, he posted a photo of him walking on his Instagram that said "blessed," which that kind of made some people start believing, oh, maybe it's not as bad. But no, it
maybe
says
it's a meniscus.
Yeah, just a meniscus, a couple of weeks maybe. But no, he's out for the season. Hopefully, he can bounce back. This is the second year in a row for him having a knee injury, so that's pretty devastating. Probably won't be as a Viking, but hope he can bounce back and still have a couple-year career. We also lost our backup center, Zeke Corral. I don't know if any of us even knew he was on the team, but he went out with a fractured ankle, and it was kind of sad because he posted, 1 minute you're out there living your dream, playing in the NFL, and the next you're on season-ending IR.
Yeah.
So, yes, Rondell Moore's done for the year, and so is Zeke Corral. And the Vikings put him on injury reserve with injury designation, which basically means he's on waivers and any other team can pick him up if they want to. But if not, he can revert back to the Vikings and be on season-ending IR, and no team can claim him. So he's basically on waivers, but if nobody claims him, he comes back to the Vikings, or him and the Vikings come to an agreement on some kind of financials, and he just goes away and they pay him off. So that's probably what ends up happening with him.
Yeah. Was he a rookie?
No, he came over from somewhere. I want to say Titans or Jags. See, that's where he came.
Funny. It's funny because I want to say the Niners. I want to say Niners. Now I gotta look it up because you might be right.
I really thought this guy would have made the team as our backup center.
Actually, you know what? He was a UDFA. I think he played with Huber, North Carolina State.
Okay. Well, I can tell you right now that, come, get through waivers, go on IR, and then next year you start your career.
Yeah. Was Joel Huber from North Carolina State too?
I think he was Wisconsin, wasn't he?
Oh, Wisconsin. Okay. Same colors. So kind of threw me off. The Vikings did sign a guard, Michael Gonzalez, who was a UDFA from the Falcons this year. He didn't get into the game for the Falcons last week, but Vikings must have thought highly of him because they plucked him off of waivers and didn't give him a chance to become a free agent. They also signed 2 linebackers, Cam Gilly and Max Tooley. I believe Max Tooley was here previously and cut. Actually, I think he's been cut a couple times by us. One of those players, kind of like Myles Gaskin was for us the last couple years. So they have brought in a couple linebackers, and that might be because they also waived Brian Asamoah. Asamoah, call him whatever you want, but he's awesome gone. They waived him, which, I think was probably more of a courtesy to give him a chance to latch on and, play a couple preseason games to try to make a roster. And he was claimed off a waiver, so he didn't even make it through the waiver process. And we will see him next week because he was claimed by the Tennessee Titans, which we play in our third preseason game. Even more reason for Fish to head on to that game. Go see our boy.
Let me tell you something. Not a single one of our starters better play in that game. Not on offense.
That revenge, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, JJ, why don't you just go there for a series?
What happens?
I'll be like, nope, we don't need it.
What happens when you punch a guy who makes about $85 million more than you? You get cut.
I don't think it had anything to do with that.
Well,
he played in the preseason game after that. They could have cut him right there or benched him, but he played. And actually played pretty well. The Vikings tend to do what's right for the player, so I think they've already seen, like, you know what, we kind of like Kobe King better, or maybe there's somebody else they like better, and we're not going to stick with you. So here's your chance to go latch on and go make your mark with somebody else in these last couple of weeks. And I think on the Titans, he probably has a chance to make that squad.
I say he gets cut again.
He might. But now let's look at that 2022 draft.
Let's not.
The updated 2022 draft. We got 2 Super Bowl champs on here. What are you talking about? People say this is a weak draft, but I see 2 guys with rings.
Good to see Ed Ingram on the field last week.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, not funny, the reality is Jalen Naylor could end up being the only one by the start of the season. Yeah. This is crazy because, like, we actually, aside from like the Lewis Cine thing, we were pretty happy to get Lewis Cine when we first got drafted. We were bummed that we missed out on Kyle Hamilton, but we did have hope for Lewis Cine as a fan base, and we actually felt good about this draft after it was over. It didn't take long for us to get over that feeling, but when this draft first happened, we thought Ed Ingram, oh wow, that ended up being a steal. We got him later than projected. We fell in love with Asamoah and his story. Booth, we thought, okay, he had injury, so he fell. Like, oh man, they really know this draft. Jalen Naylor, that was a good one. That one ended up being a good pick for being a 7th rounder. But yeah, this is going to go down as one of the worst drafts. If you go look through the Vikings' history of drafts, there's been other ones that are comparable. But this one just, I think, gets magnified because we traded out of the spot where we could have Kyle Hamilton, and then we end up drafting that same damn position.
Yeah,
fond memories
about that draft. I'm done.
That's going to be a dark decimal in the line of Minnesota Vikings history.
It is right now currently because we talk about how we don't really have young depth, and we had a lot of picks in that draft where we sure could have, a bunch of 25-year-olds right now ready to go, and we don't have that. What's up, Timmy Skol? Top 100 players, no new Vikings, so still just Aaron Jones, Van Ginkel, and Jonathan Grenard. 98, 88, and 48, kind of where they all end in the 8. So hot take, Justin Jefferson's going to be number 8.
What if he's number 18?
That'd be disrespectful.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough.
I mean, I get where you're going with it, but it'd be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I want to almost bet that Jamar Chase goes number 1 this year.
Not a quarterback?
Not a quarter, because last year it was Tyreek Hill. I just think there's not a quarterback that's out there that's fast unless Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson gets it. There's not a quarterback out there it's fascinating enough to put it at the number 1 spot.
I think you could get a quarterback. I think, like you said, Josh Allen or Lamar or even Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow was almost a damn MVP and the team didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the issue. Didn't make the playoffs, but the Dolphins didn't make it either. But they said, "Well, Tyreek Hill, the wide receiver."
So, yeah, it's probably just gonna be 4 players for us. Why don't we get into that preseason game?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch it, Cody?
Yeah, I ended up watching all of JJ McCarthy's series. Then I turned it off and went to the movies. Went to see that new Weapons movie.
Well, let's go through this. Me and Fish are pretty much watching this thing together. I know Fish, you went back and watched some of it. We'll talk about that. But this was the first preseason game of the year. It was good to see Vikings football back. It was very vanilla. Offense and defense was very vanilla. Especially what bugged me the most was the cornerbacks, because I was really hoping to see a battle there, and they weren't even playing coverage. Hopefully in this next game that gets a little more aggressive, because I do think there's positions to be decided. But let's start with the quarterbacks, where we finally got to see JJ McCarthy play some football, even though it was just one drive. What'd you guys think of that first performance?
Really good. I've gone back and watched some breakdown film, some people breaking him down, and Chase Daniels did a great job of getting in depth on breaking him down. And Chase Daniels was highly impressed with what JJ McCarthy, his decision making, how quickly he decided. He did some of the minute stuff, like recognizing when a running back was going to have to stay in and adjusting what he had to do accordingly. So yeah, I thought he did very well. That one deep out to, more intermediate out to Addy, where he threw it before Addy even got out of his break. With somebody bearing down on him, he sidestepped to the left and threw it. That was a beautiful throw. Underrated throw was his first pass, where he bootlegged out and had to basically throw across his body on and out. He threw it a little bit behind Addy, but the fact that he was able to get that ball out there was very underrated. That was a good throw.
Oh, the deep bootleg too, right, Cody?
Yeah, he dropped all the way back to the 1 yard line and got it back out to the 9. It was pretty deep bootleg on that, and that's something he's going to learn. Dropping back that far, maybe cutting that off at an angle before throwing it. Because I think if he wouldn't have dropped back so deep, I think the ball would have been on the numbers, the correct way to pass, instead of across his body in a way. I thought he played very, very well all the way up until the last throw, but I'm not complaining right now. It's a first preseason game. He's still learning, developing like that. It's nothing to be worried about until it becomes a trend, And right now he's only at one overthrow in that preseason game, and then an overthrow at the joint practice that happened 2 days ago, not the one that happened today or yesterday. So it's not too much worrisome. And my biggest key point coming out of it was his pocket presence. His pocket presence looked like he was like a 12-year vet out there. He instantly picked up the blitz right when he rolled out and ran for the first down on the fourth down. Instantly recognized that. He recognized the point where he did throw a very nice ball out, and when he sidestepped inside the pocket to find himself a new throwing lane to throw into, a new window. So I thought that was very special watching.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I liked the most is his pocket presence. His decision making was good, and he didn't have a lot of time to make decisions. I felt the offensive line didn't do too great. I felt he was pretty much under pressure every pass, but he still got every pass off. The accuracy was the only thing that kind of bugged me. I felt like I would like to see better passes. I don't, seeing the receivers have to go up for it or behind. The Addison one where Addison had a dive, I give him a pass on that one because he was getting blitzed and Addison got held on his break, and that was pretty much a timing play. But then watching training camp the last couple of days, I've seen some of those accuracy issues as well. So that kind of does worry me a little bit. But I like his decision making. I like his pocket presence. I think we're going to be okay with him. I wish we would have got to see a little bit more, because last year I think we kind of got spoiled watching him play because it was all dynamic. But the first drive he came out for wasn't. Like, he didn't look good at all in that first drive. But then, I think he threw an interception. but then he came back and bounced back from that and was, loosened up and playing well. So I wish they would have at least gave him a second drive, and also to give the offensive line some more time to play together, because even in camp they haven't been together too much, and it's going to be very important for those guys to have some continuity. Like we saw Donovan Jackson kind of get tripped up by Ryan Kelly. That could maybe be prevented playing together a little more. Yes, I think Jackson was still getting pushed back on that play, but just learning each other, I think, would be a big deal. The big talk was Max Brosmer. What did you guys think about him?
I didn't watch him.
You didn't watch him?
Hard not to love what he did. I mean, just that quick little flip release that he's got where the ball comes out really fast. He's got a little bit of Nick Muse in him, I think, where he's just like, I can throw that. And what a throw he made with who was that? Price?
Miles Price, yes.
That inside throw he made is a beautiful throw, is an incredible catch. Yeah. I mean,
it's funny, boy, that's what they said about Mullins.
Yeah. He's
I thought he was very
and
impressive.
exciting. It's like watching a murder hornet, It's like, oh, I'm scared, but man, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was. He definitely played well, and a lot of people say, "Oh, well, he's playing at the fourth quarter, so he's playing against guys who are going to be working, at a car dealership." That's fine. He's supposed to be working at a car dealership, and he's not. I think he's going to make this 53-man roster, and the same stuff he was doing there, he's been in camp the past few days doing the same damn thing. So I think that's really impressive, and I think he makes this team. Well, also, Sam Howell didn't look bad. For all the stuff that we heard about him and how terrible he is, and we're going to have to go out and get a quarterback, he looked like a competent quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I have confidence in that.
I just laugh about this when people hype up Brosmer in the preseason. It's gonna, it's Viking. We're Vikings fans, so at some point in the season, it's gonna go. Oh, what about Brosmer? We need to start Brosmer after one bad J.J. McCarthy game. Oh, remember what he did in that preseason game where he just killed it out there? We're going to need Brosmer. We're calling for Jaron Hall now. It's the fourth quarter against third and fourth stringers.
So Jason, I get what you're saying, that he would have been sacked on the play, but he wasn't. And you think about the throw that he actually made, and he did have that guy still up in his lap. Like, that was a dime. Like, you can't take away the throw that he made to Aaron Jones today. That was a sick-ass throw, right on the money. It's not his fault that he would have been sacked. That's the offensive line's fault. The thing is, he showed off his talent and his skill on that throw. So that is something to hype up, in my opinion.
I mean, if you want to throw shade about the fact that he was sacked, all right, what offensive lineman let the guy through?
Right, that's exactly. But I'm saying the throw was there. That was his skill, his talent that made the throw right on the money in stride to a running back. But yeah, back to the game. I thought all of our quarterbacks aside from Rippon played well.
Mm-hmm.
I think when Rippon came in, it was 2 punts.
Yeah.
Those Rippon fans at
Rippon did look like the odd man out.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a crazy quarterback room if it's two guys who've never taken a snap and Sam Howell. And the running backs, we got to see a little bit of Jordan Mason. He came in, he had 5 carries for 20 yards, and that's all we needed to see from him. We didn't need him to go out there getting hurt. I was actually surprised that he played. But the big battle is who's the running back 3. And I think it's definitely a competition. And one person took advantage of that, and the other didn't. The one who took advantage was Xavier Scott. The one who didn't was Ty Chandler. What do you think about Xavier Scott, Fish?
It made me wonder how he was like a practice squad guy and got cut and all that stuff. Wasn't he by the Texans? Or no? Who was it?
Colts.
Don't say it was the Colts. How the hell was this guy? How? I mean, because I get kind of tired of us getting the drags from other teams, and then we as fans try to pump them up like they're going to be our starters and thinking that we could ever win a Super Bowl that way.
Like we're
But
doing
I'm
right
looking
now.
at this kid and I'm like, how? Who did they have in their running back room that had him on the practice squad? I mean, wow. He looked like a man amongst boys when he was playing.
He sure did, and I think he's definitely taken the lead for that RB3 spot. But I don't think it's over. I think Jordan Mason won't play this game, and they're going to split a little more time together, and we'll see. But I definitely think he has the leg up, and it'd be nice to see because his running was nice, but I like the pass catch that he had. The way, he turned back for the catch, had to turn back around, and then take off. Like, it looked fluid. It looked like he's been there before. It wasn't, overworking. So, did you get the chance to see any of him, Cody?
I mean, I know about Xavier Scott, and I had him with Trey Stewart making the roster over Ty Chandler. I would like to see more Trey Stewart because I remember he was my favorite pick for the undrafted free agents when we went over that segment a while back, and it's nice to see him getting some carries. But yeah, Xavier Scott's going to be a solid piece to us. He's going to be like that a little bit bigger version of Cam Akers.
Yeah. And Trey got to come in the fourth quarter. They gave him a couple snaps, but he might get a few more in this game. It's just weird. We haven't really heard Trey Stewart's name at all in camp, and I'm surprised. I know he played at a smaller school, but he was a very impressive running back. So you'd think he would get opportunities. I don't know if maybe he's just not taking advantage, so we're not hearing about it. But normally, if a guy's participating, you hear good or bad, and we haven't heard anything about Trey Stewart. So hopefully he gets a chance, but I don't think there's any chance he makes his squad. Maybe they're just trying to hold him for the practice squad. Yes, Xavier Scott is 26, not 27, not 29 years old.
Oh my God! Who was it? You said 29 at first. I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, I swear if you go back and watch it on the Vikings broadcast, they had 29. I thought about it, I was like, okay, I don't think so, but I was like, all right, he's been cut a few times, so maybe he's in college for Van Wilder years, and then.
There's a lot of people that go to college for 7 years. Yeah, they're called doctors.
It's a great movie. Yeah, JJ, we'll be at the Crooked Pint the night before, and then we'll be at the game. Hit us up. Wide receivers. That's gonna be very interesting. Now that Rondale Moore's out, we thought we were only gonna have to replace Jordan Addison for 3 games, but now Moore's gonna have to be replaced for the whole season. We're looking at what? Justin Jefferson, Jalen Naylor, Ty Felton, Lucky Jackson as our wide receiver core for the first 3 games.
Might be less than that too.
It could be because Naylor, has dealing with an injury, but I think he'll be okay. But who impressed you, Fish, out of the wide receivers?
Price. In the little bit of time that he got, when you make a catch like it's kind of like you barely got to see Nick Muse those years, right? But then he made a couple of really great catches where you're like, ooh. So I think we need to kind of hide Price a little bit, get him on the practice squad, develop his game. Next year, bring him up. He could be like a nice wide receiver 4 or 5.
Yeah, I thought it looked well. He didn't really come in until the end with Brosmer, but he had that nice catch on that nice throw by Brosmer, and then he also had the touchdown. He's also returning punts during camp.
Maybe we won't hide him.
Maybe he will not be as hidden as you hope, because the other guy who's returning punts, it seems like it's coming down between Price and Bolden. And Bolden didn't look good at wide receiver.
Yeah, he looked garbage. I don't know who said he was any good.
I'd say kick returner. I didn't say as a wide receiver, but now it seems like this punt returner is going to have to also play wide receiver, and I think Miles Price will beat him out in that aspect. Lucky Jackson looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I just wonder, he's like 27 years old. This is his 3rd season with us, and he hasn't been able to crack the squad yet. I'm just wondering what has changed. Is like he really going to be a contributor this year on the team, or is this going to be like Tristan Jackson, where he dominated the preseason and Rinaldi makes a hot take that he's going to have the first touchdown of the season because how good he played, and then he ended up getting cut.
Yeah. My biggest.
Well, what's changed is need.
Yeah.
True.
The one that stood out for me was, of course, Jordan Addison. Just that early connection. I know Justin is not out there playing that wide receiver one, but that it's scary to know that that connection is already established with our wide receiver too. Just imagine now that Justin Jeffers is out in the field, and instead of Sam Darnold looking away from that easy slant pass, the easy pass to Addison, Addison's getting that ball now. So I'm stoked for what JJ McCarthy has in his two wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm so bummed that Addison's missing 3 games because it just they said even this week like it's gone to another level their connection, and it's Addison just looked unstoppable against the Patriots defense. So it looks like Addison's actually ready to take that next step as well. So that's really a bummer. But yeah, we're gonna be looking at this week. We'll talk about who we're looking at this week. But I think Lucky Jackson looked good. Ty Felton didn't look too bad. He only had a couple grabs, but he caught both his grabs. He also looked good on the punt coverage. He went down there and caused a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Fish have been trying to tell us about this guy. As soon as we drafted him, Fish have been telling, Ty Felton, watch out for him.
Man,
like,
this guy's going to be a difference maker.
Fish is like, you think we don't need wide receivers. Just wait. Just wait.
Let me tell you something. Whew, you're going to be a hell of a gunner.
Yeah. I mean,
we got to replace Najee somehow, right?
I think Ty Felton is the biggest sponge next to JJ McCarthy on the football field, honestly. I think you're going to continue to see him getting better throughout the year as week by week goes by. I bet he's 100 times better or more than what he's going to put up more numbers than what he did in that first preseason game, just because of what he's been collecting off Diggs. And then with Keaton McCardell right there, I don't know if anybody's seen the video highlights of that joint practice. Diggs was out there with Felton one-on-one, teaching him how to release out of his routes and stuff. And I just think the kid's just going to show off this year. I'm very excited about Ty Felton.
John, I do think the Vikings are going to drop Rippon. I really do. I don't know if another team will pick him up, and if they don't, maybe the Vikings bring him in to be an assistant quarterback coach. It might be that time for him in his career to go ahead and think about what's next. I don't think playing quarterback in the NFL is going to be for him. Someone's got to tell him, like KOC was told him, you're smart as hell, you know the game, but you just can't play at this level, but you're going to be a great coach. And that's what Belichick told KOC when he cut him. He's like, you're going to be a great coach someday, but you're not going to make it as a quarterback.
You play
15 years from now, Brett Rippon is our head coach.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You played 2 good games in college, and then within those 2 games, it was only 2 good quarters. Brett Rippon in a nutshell.
And then we have our offensive line. I was really watching the offensive line on the first drive with McCarthy because I wanted to see our starters and how they performed. And I didn't think that they played too well overall. It felt like the offensive line got better as the game went on, but I don't know if that's because they were playing against lesser opponents. But even our starters weren't playing against starters. So, Fish, I know you kind of went back and watched the offensive line intently. Tell us something about that.
All right. I'm going to try to be fair, okay?
Try.
I'm going to try to be fair. Donovan Jackson had 3 bad reps. The first play of the game, he tried to do a seal block on that run play. He crept up too much towards the center. The linebacker recognized run, blitzed through the gap, and Donovan was chasing him. So the guy didn't get there, obviously, but still it just didn't look good. I think what he was trying to do was creep up to be able to move to the second level and make a block. And, of course, there's the 2 times he ended up on the ground. And what I got from that is this is just a fat guy sitting on his chair who don't know nothing. Wolf Rise is coming off an injury. So I think to help protect him, they were running the double teams over to Will Fries with Ryan Kelly, which left Jackson on an island. So he didn't get any of that love, which, but he's not Randall McDaniel or Steve Hutchinson yet. What he did well, he passed off his blocks well. He moved through his blocks. He switched up to people. He showed his athleticism. So I'm not out on the guy. Now, Huber, Rouse, and Michael Juergens.
Oh, your guy, Michael Juergens.
All right.
Fucking trash.
Why did Sam Howell look so good? Because that man had a beautiful pocket on every passing play. He could have sat back there and read a book. Those guys did an outstanding job in pass protection. And I did notice that Michael Juergens did the one thing I didn't think he could do. He climbed to the second level on run plays.
That's a good compliment, Fish.
Hold on just a second. Just bear with me. Okay.
You like that?
Now, I've been pretty big on Logan Brown. And speaking of big, that's a big dude.
Yeah.
I paid a lot of attention to him too. And when we were watching the game, like in real time, I thought, yeah, you don't look comfortable out there. All right, so Logan Brown actually looked good where he was holding his blocks well as he was getting his engagement. He looks like a big dude. And but he plays a little too upright. So I think that an experience like starting defensive end would just tear his ass up right now. But I think that he could be a project. Loved Walter Rouse. Walter Rouse looks like an NFL tackle out there. He looks so much better than he did last year. I think we're going to be in good hands with Walter Rouse, like a swing tackle, maybe this year or next year.
And Joe Huber? Sorry, Huber.
He was a rock. He wasn't going nowhere. Oh my God, dude, that guy can play some offensive line. Now I know he was playing against their second or third stringers, but I mean, our second team offensive line was just so good at pass protection. It was crazy.
How long together has that second team played with each other? Like they have a full year. Most of them have a full year together, right?
Huber's this year.
Yeah, and then you
Logan
got
Brown's this year.
And then you got the three that have played at least.
Juergens is in a new position. Walter Rouse is in a new position. I think, was it Blake Randall? Was he playing right tackle? I believe he.
Wait, did they have Rouse playing guard or they haven't played tackle, right?
Pardon me?
They have Rouse playing tackle, right?
They had Rouse playing left tackle.
Yeah,
because they were trying to make him a guard last year.
He looked really good at left tackle. Last year in preseason, I remember saying he looked really good playing right tackle. He looked really not good playing left tackle. And this year he looked really good playing left tackle.
The one thing I noticed about Huber was the way he was picking up on stunts, which I feel like that's been a problem we've had with our whole offensive line for a while. But he was able to pass off and go and get the guy coming on the stunt real easily. Like that was a smooth transition and picking up the guy. So that was nice to see because I feel we haven't had that in a while. If you guys are watching this on YouTube and you haven't hit subscribe yet, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps us a lot. And also hit that like button. At the tight end position, we didn't see too much. It was really just Bryson Nesbitt and Ben Urosek. Nesbitt did have 2 catches, but he also had the big diaper on his helmet, so I'm out. But no, I think that's Ben Urosek's job, even though he didn't have any catches. It was funny. I saw a quote from him saying he had a lot of options, but he chose the Vikings because he understood the depth chart. So
tempering expectations, right, Cody?
Yeah, a little weak at the tight end position. He says, "What can I get on here?"
Yeah,
I he's like, tight end 3. I can be on the roster.
Yeah, absolutely. On the defensive side of the ball, we'll start the defensive line, which we didn't see any of our starters play. No Hargrave, no Allen, no Phillips, which was kind of a bummer. Like normally, I don't want to see our starters in preseason. But this year, with so many new people, I wanted to see a little something. Show me something. Give me a couple drives. But we didn't get that. And the guys they had out there, we really didn't see much from, except for one guy, and that was Elijah Williams, who was nowhere near my freaking radar. But
Big
now he
dub.
is. Yeah, dude, he's listed at 270, and there's just no freaking way because he looks like he's at least 300 pounds, and he played like it. But he was still fast, moving down the line and making hits right at the line. Like no one was getting past him. I really liked Elijah Williams. It's a shame that I don't think there's a chance he makes his team. And I think, there will be a team out there that will pluck him if we try to put him on our practice squad. Other than that, nobody else on the defensive line really stood out for me. I mean, Levi Drake Rodriguez was out there. He had a motor, but didn't really make any plays. Am I missing anything on that defensive line, Fish?
No, because there wasn't anything to miss. It reminded me of last year. I just thought I was watching last year in the regular season where it's just like there's nothing. There is nothing from our inside three. I feel like this Big Dub's going to be what's his name? What was his name? Ty McGill for this year.
I was thinking that too, man.
Yeah.
That
one. Why isn't he on the damn team? Then he'll go play for San Francisco.
Yeah. No, I probably go the Packers or something.
Probably the Titans. Him and Awesome War are going to just tear us up.
Yeah, third preseason game. But like you said, that was like last year where it didn't seem like we were getting much from our three. But like last year, we were getting some work on that edge, mostly coming from Gabriel Murphy, who, in my opinion, has locked up his spot on this 53-man roster. It wasn't just the 2 sacks. It's how dominant he looked doing it.
That man looked like an NFL defensive end right there.
He did. That first sack he had, I don't know, it reminded me of like Anthony Barr. Like he has like that same like kind of frame. If you put a 55 on him, I wouldn't know.
I watched the little breakdown on him too. I guess the way he was really getting it done was with slapping hands down.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he was beating out offensive tackles, was he was slapping hands down. And how about the pursuit of his second sack though? Because the guy said I didn't even know there was we talked about the three spot and the 5 spot. He was in the 9. I didn't even know there was a 9. He was way outside the tight end. And that pursuit to go get that sack was incredible.
Yeah, all the way on the other side of the field. Yeah, that was nice. Shaq is still on vacation. He should be back with us next Thursday. I think he is in the chat somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Probably sipping on something.
It's cool.
We'll be back next week.
It's cool what you just said, Fish, about his hand slapping, putting him down and rushing. Because every edge in the NFL has its one good thing that they're really, really good at. Like if you look back at Dwight Freeney, the spin move, right? The inside spin coming in. You look at the Bosa brothers. It's straight bull rush through, just like Myles Garrett, straight bull rush through. You have Daniel Hunter with his speed to where he can bend under and he can tuck, right, and shoot his arm through. And they always have that one good thing. That's what makes them good players. Watching Gabe Murphy throw down the hands reminded me a lot of like Aaron Donald from the inside. That's what Aaron Donald would do, is punch those arms down, and then that's how you get away from those guys, right? Because Aaron Donald's a smaller defensive tackle, and it's just if he found his niche, he found what he's going to be good at. I think he's going to be a good pass rusher in this league for that.
Yeah, he should get some run because he'll probably come in as the 4. But Fish was saying, he might challenge Dallas Turner.
He might push Dallas Turner right to the safety position, dude. I ain't kidding.
Well, Dallas Turner, it's talking about Dallas Turner. He doesn't have a niche yet. We don't know what Dallas Turner's favorite move is. Like, what does he do? Like, I think if Dallas Turner would focus on the one thing he's good at, he'd be a good ass edge rusher.
What is it you say you do here?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm glad that Cody said something about Danielle Hunter, because especially that first sack, he reminded me of Danielle Hunter. I hate to say it, because he slapped hands down, shot his arm through, got underneath, got the bend, got to the quarterback. Oh, I hate to put that kind of expectation. He looked like a starting, and I mean a damn good defensive end in that game.
Yeah. I want to see something from Dallas Turner this game. I think he should get a lot of run. I want to see something from him because I see clips of him during camp and he looks great. It's like, okay, this is the guy. Man, he looks fast. Oh, man, he's blowing right by the tackles. But then I saw none of that in the preseason game. I want to see something on Saturday. Bo Richter, didn't see much from him. There are people saying that he flashed in this game. I didn't see it, so maybe I missed something. But one guy who surprised me and wasn't really on my radar and now is on my radar, Chaz Chambliss. He was out there making plays. And the thing is, they had him at both the outside and the inside. And he's traditionally an outside linebacker. But, you know, a position did just open up on the inside. So
I think he's
Chaz is going to push.
Awesome Watt.
It's very possible. It's very possible. I mean, he could push Richter for that last edge position, but I do think the team likes Richter, so I think it's more likely that he does end up in the inside. But if he ends up coming to the inside, I think that means maybe Kobe King doesn't make it.
Yeah, Kobe King's making this team. How small is Chaz? Like, because I'm looking at the NASCAR package we run from B-Flow. Like, does he fit that mold for the blitzing inside linebacker? That smaller, faster version.
No, I mean he's not huge, but I wouldn't say he's small either.
Okay.
I mean, I was surprised that he was actually playing the inside linebacker, but he had some hits. Like, I don't know. He's like a tweener.
Okay, yeah.
I tell you what, man, him and Vaughn were tackling like they wanted a job in that game.
See, Tommy, I don't think we have lots of good young talent. I just think we have guys that might be better than a UDFA. Like maybe they should have been a 6th-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say we have a lot of good talent, especially young. Like, we don't have many guys on this roster under 25.
Yeah. Wasn't Gabe Murphy rated as a 3rd-round draft pick? It's just his arms were too short.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big knock on him.
Outside of Gabe Murphy, every one of these guys that are performing well, they wouldn't last against other team's 3rd-string depth chart. They'd probably get 8 up, right? So I wouldn't write too much into that.
Yeah, so I think Kobe King and Chambliss might be battling each other, or Chambliss might be battling Bo Richter. But either way, I think that he's going to have a chance to make this roster. Oh, I thought someone was talking bad about Case Keenum, but George Blunt is not. Case Keenum had a good game, by the way. He had 2 touchdown passes and I think 150 on Saturday.
Damn, he played as good as Shedeur Sanders.
Might have been a little bit better, to be honest. But
that's a compliment.
No, I know. Shedeur played good too. What's up, D? Skol. So watch out for Chaz Chambliss. At the cornerback position, like I said earlier in the show, I was a little bit bummed. We didn't see any coverage. All we got to really see was could they tackle, and there were a couple guys that could tackle, and that being Mekhi Blackman and Zamiah Vaughn. Dwight McLaughlin, not so much.
Okudah got 8 up.
Once again, reminded me of last year.
Okudah got. I don't see a position for Okudah or playing time for him. Because he's the inside guy, right? If we're gonna move Murphy or Rogers on the formation to the inside, that's gonna put Blackman on the field more than is gonna put Jeff Okudah. And especially then after that, we go to the big nickel and put a safety down there that takes Okudah off the field. And I thought Okudah played not good in that preseason. It was bad.
Yeah, hot take depending on
because of his PFF.
No, yeah,
PFF.
He didn't get
because PFF. He thought he didn't play good.
Didn't he get burned by the on an 18-yard catch for a first down against against what's his name? What's that quarterback's name? Davis Mills.
Yeah.
And he got burned by John Mechie, who's coming off last year's leukemia. Like, he's not good. Sorry, he's not good.
I'll bet he's still cornerback 3 when the season starts.
Yeah. He's cornerback 3. He can sit in that slot, but he's not going to the outside, which that drastically puts down his playing time.
Yeah, well, I like Zemiah Vaughn and Mekhi Blackman, which is cool because Zemiah Vaughn, another UDFA who's got a good chance to make this roster. We're going to be full of UDFAs, and Cody loves that. And it was good to see Mekhi Blackman out there making plays. He was hitting people. Like, I like cornerbacks to tackle, and them two were doing that. And what I also liked about Zemiah Vaughn is his 6'3" lanky frame. I want to see him more in coverage situations. I would like to see if he could do that well. But I like the way he played the run. I like the way he pursued the ball. So that's as much as we got to see from the cornerbacks. Like I said, they weren't really playing coverage. They're kind of just playing off. Okay, you caught it. Let me go get you.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of made it a bummer. Safety position, the man of the day was Khalif Helassie. Helassie. How you say it, Fish?
Hell, I see it.
Hell, I see it. Oh, you see
Yeah.
it. I think it's Helassie. Helassie.
I mean, he got a pick six.
No. No, he didn't. She said he did, but he didn't. No, he looked good, but I'm going to say it again. Like, the 2 interceptions he got were the reason that we franchise tagged Anthony Harris. That ball was thrown right to him, and he made the catch, which, hey, can't blame him. He did what he was supposed to. But the crazy thing is he's been a cornerback his whole career. I think he played 3 years for the 49ers. He's been a cornerback his whole career. And a week before that preseason game, they're like, well, let's try you over at safety. So the safety was new to him. And
Apparently he can ball hawk.
Yeah, that's going to be his best route to making this team because as a cornerback, there was no chance he was going to make this team. But at safety, I've been wondering, how come we haven't gone and signed somebody, to back up Theo Jackson just in case, or to back up Harrison Smith? Like, we have nothing. We have Jay Ward, and we don't know anything about Jay Ward. And Metellus, we don't want to take him out of doing what he's doing to be back there just playing traditional safety, which is probably his weakest position, as funny as that may be. So I think he has a really good shot at making this team, backing up Harrison Smith and Theo Jackson.
That's how Cam Bynum made the team. Cam Bynum was a college cornerback. We drafted him. When we drafted him, we said, we're going to make you a safety.
Yep. And then the special teams, we were a little worried about Reichard. Things we were hearing in training camp, pushing stuff to the left. Came through on both of his field goal kicks here. He had a 38-yarder and a 48-yarder. I needed it to be 50, but it was 48. But there, right through the middle. So for at least a week, I feel pretty good about our kicker. I feel like maybe we're going to have that guy we saw the first half of last season. And I mentioned it earlier, Ty Felton made that play as the gunner, getting down there, causing a fumble. And that's pretty much it. You guys got any other takeaways from that first game, Fish?
Y'all were worried about Will Reichard. I was steady and confident. I made a hot take about him. He's gonna be that assassin. He ain't gonna have, he's gonna have somebody going with him to keep him in check, to not throw the deep strokes in and get injured again. We're gonna have us a stone cold babyface assassin again this year.
I hope so. Like, I hope he's our kicker for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, we really didn't talk too much about this other than unspecified injury, but would have been nice to see something, be able to see something out of Rondale Moore.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. He got one offensive snap, and then the first time he touched the ball, he got dragged down and injured his knee. Ty Felton didn't he have a punt return? Didn't he return a punt and scare the bejesus out of us?
I think he did. I think he Brandon Powelled it.
Yeah. So let's keep him to gunner.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's gonna come down to Silas Bolden and Miles Price because the other guys they have out there is like Isaiah Rodgers, and I really don't think they're gonna have our starting cornerback out there returning punts.
No.
Oh, they also had Jalen Naylor doing a little bit, but after that Packers fumble, no thank you. I'm good on Jalen Naylor returning punts and his decision making.
He can't catch a pass that comes straight at him. I don't think he's going to catch a pass that comes from the sky.
What's good, Thomas? Skol. And then this week we had some joint practices with the Patriots.
Fuck yeah.
And it was really a tale of two halves, the 2 days. Yesterday, it was all Patriots. We look like shit, and they were dominating us. Drake May might be a quarterback in this league. He was making some nice passes, was dotting up. Stephon Diggs looked like Stephon Diggs might be a problem. We don't play them this year. JJ McCarthy did airmail one that got intercepted. But then they say today everything switched around. It was all Vikings. The Vikings had what would have been 5 or 6 sacks. JJ McCarthy didn't throw an incomplete pass. Yeah, I know all of you guys seen that video of him hitting Aaron Jones on the sideline, which, yes, Jason, that probably would have been a sack, but it wasn't. He got out of it. He spun out of it and made a miraculous throw down the field and dotted that thing. And Roseman was also out there looking good again. And he's got a connection with Tim Jones, who's like just a special teamer, but he wears that number 14, and he's out there looking like Diggs when Roseman's the quarterback.
My favorite part of the whole that first joint practice was Diggs making Okudah look like a complete not good player. Like that was bad.
Did you guys in the chat see that? Okudah trying to cover Stephon Diggs, and Diggs comes out, makes one little move, and Okudah runs towards the middle of the field, and Diggs is towards the sideline. Like at first, I'm like, you know what? Maybe Okudah was just playing like zone, and we're not seeing everything. But then I saw a zoomed out vision, like, oh no, he just got toasted.
Wait, so what's Asante Samuel doing right now? Anybody know?
I don't know. Let's find out.
You know what? That's the bummer, because when we're coming into the offseason, I felt like, damn, cornerbacks are our weakest position. We got to do something about it. But then we didn't. And we started hearing all these good things about these cornerbacks in camp. I'm like, okay, this is why they didn't make any moves. And now I'm starting to feel confident. If they're confident, I'm confident. But McGlothern and Okudah are two that have been heavily talked up, and I didn't see it in that preseason game.
Yeah.
And the thing about training camp is just weird, because you'll hear one story from one source, and it's a totally different story from another source. And these sources don't even know what the op is, like what's supposed to be going on, and they're just trying to make a story. And us as fans all season, we're just trying to believe in something and listen to something and trying to gain some knowledge of what's going on, and we feed into it. But man, maybe our cornerback room isn't good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say week 1 it's going to be first defensive play is going to be Blackman on the outside, Rogers on the outside, Murphy on the inside. And then whenever we bring the big nickel in, Murphy goes on the outside, Blackman comes out, the big nickel goes in. I don't think Okudah even sniffs the field in the first game after what we saw so far in preseason and in the joint practice.
That'd be a hot take. But before Okudah was apparently flashing in camp, that's what we did think it was going to be. We thought it was going to be Murphy, Rogers, and Blackman.
Mm-hmm. Rightfully so. It should be.
Well, I mean, look, guys, we've had our discussions about the need to play in preseason games, and this is why I want to see stuff like preseason games, because when it's our defense versus our offense with that familiarity, I don't trust it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see them play somebody else that doesn't love them because they're on the same team and see what happens. And Diggs abused him and showed why he's a bust and showed exactly why Vaughn's going to beat him out for the 53 spot. He's going to fall off. Mark my words.
Vaughn got burnt by Javon Baker.
He did.
Vaughn's
that was unfortunate because
tackle.
Yeah, he did get burned, and it was a throw by Dobbs.
Hey, Dobbs looks superhuman if you don't make him do that little stupid spin.
Don't make him run the ball like a running back.
Don't let him run out to the left, and he'll look terrible.
It did bum me out to see Vaughn not make that play, because he did get burned, and it looks like he kind of caught up. And with his length, I thought he could swat it away, and he wasn't able to do that. So that was kind of a bummer. But overall, people said that today was JJ McCarthy's best day of camp, and that's good to hear, because it feels like camp started out hot for JJ McCarthy. Everything was all positive, but it feels like the last couple of weeks, everybody's just been shitting on him. And even the video that we see hasn't looked great. So it's encouraging to see some good stuff and hear some good stuff. And I do think it is fair, though, for us to temper our expectations on him a little bit. I think we anointed him and we expected him to be a savior. And the thing is, he doesn't have to be that. He really doesn't. Like he could be a first-year starting quarterback, and we could still do great things this year. But you're right, like Cody, like you said, like every game he does, every pass he throws is going to be totally dissected. That's a bummer. That's a bummer.
We're dissecting the hell out of him right now for preseason. So I hope the kid's going to be good. It just everybody needs to just like okay, give it time for him to be good. I know the roster's stacked right now. We're like, oh, playoffs. If we don't make the playoffs, it's not the end of the world, Vikings fan. The kid's the youngest starting quarterback in the league right now at 20.
It'll be the end of my world.
Right?
And then next year, when we don't have half the roster because of the cap problems, and he comes into his own, and we still can't make it because if we'd had last year's roster.
See that's the big problem is we have this great roster. So like on one hand, it's like, oh, okay, McCarthy, we got to give him time and just enjoy watching him develop. It's like, man, this roster we built, we really don't have time to watch him.
But
is there any part?
That's the problem. We think like this. We're a quarterback away. Let's not be a quarterback away. Let's just let the guy progress.
Cody, do you think we should assign Aaron Rodgers?
No.
No.
I'm ready to watch him progress. I want to see the development happen. I don't care if he throws what did Troy Aikman go his first year 1-11. I don't care if the kid even goes 1-11. Honestly, I want to see what we can do developing a quarterback forward as long as he keeps progressing forward. If he has a mediocre season this year, that's fine. Drake May had a mediocre season this year or last year. He's going to be fine going on through his career. I'm ready for that. Jaden Daniels, everyone's like, oh, we need Jaden Daniels. He needs to come out like that. Jaden Daniels about to have a fucking regress season this year because he's not going to have his wide receiver, that one wide receiver. I want to see what J.J. McCarthy can do, forward. I want to see what he can do without Justin Jefferson at times. I want to see him progress that far.
I want to see what he does with having Justin Jefferson.
That parade.
Well, I want to see him with Justin Jefferson, 17 games a season, not counting playoffs for the next 8 years.
Well, one of these years, he's not going to have Justin Jefferson. He's not going to have Jordan Addison, right? Build him up right now. Let's see how he's doing. And then what happens when he loses those players? Is he going to be an elite quarterback still?
I don't know. I hope so. I believe in him. I got a lot of faith in him. It's just I do feel he's got a ton of pressure on him, and I think we're putting a lot of pressure on him. I feel like I'm backpedaling a little bit. Like, no, I would not want. I'll take Cousins back as a backup. I don't even think Cody would do that, but I would take him as a backup. But King D's actually a Rams fan, and that's where Kirk Cousins headed.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stafford is injured. Just a Super Bowl Vikes. He's only got Jordan asking right now. Well, he's not going to have Jordan for the first 3 weeks. He's going to have to make a star out of Jalen Naylor. He's going to have to get familiar with Lucky Felton.
Who?
He's going to. I did it again. I said Lucky and Felton.
Lucky Felton.
I said that once, and now that's just his fucking name now.
It's kind of like when Brady types Michael Hansen, right? He's just getting us both out the way.
Damn it. And you know what? I've said it to myself at times, like Lucky Felton, when I'm thinking, like I say Lucky Felton, and I'm like, that's not his name, but it sounds cool though. It really does. I'm gonna have to get it. Like Jason said last week, I'm gonna have to get a dog and name it Lucky Felton. Saying gay, George, hold your lead. What are they in the lead for, chat? Oh, is George number one? Congratulations, George. George is the number one commenter so far for this show.
Oh, made it.
Bob Swede's number 2, though. And you got Timmy at 3. I think Timmy pulls the comeback. Of course I remember, Jace. That was funny. So we do have the preseason game coming up on Saturday. It's a noon start for you people that are in the Midwest Central Time. For me, it's at 10 in the morning. So this is like real football. Get ready for me. Got to get up early and get the TV turned on in time, which we'll see. We'll see how Saturday night goes. I don't know if that one's going to be nationally televised, but I'll be watching it. We kind of already talked about a lot of the position battles, but what battle specifically are you looking most forward to on the offensive side of the ball, Fish?
Let's look more into that running back battle. Can Ty Chandler answer the bell? Can he come back and put on a show? Can Zay Scott continue? Let's make this a tough call, fellas. I want to see those two guys go at it.
I want to see Xavier Scott run away with it. I already had Ty Chandler just not making the team, and I would love for the solution to already be on this roster. Not that we gotta wait. Okay, now who's gonna get cut? Can we go pick up somebody? What's Cam Akers doing? Like, let's just have that guy. Let's just have that guy on the roster.
For him.
Yeah, let's go give up a pick for Cam. No, let's have that guy on this roster. For me, it's the wide receivers because we got to figure out, do we have the players we need on this roster right now, or do we got to go out there and sign a player, or do we have to go give up more than we should for Adam Thielen? Like, I need to know, like, do we have the players to step up? And we really might. I heard Thayer Thomas has been doing great, but again, that's coming out of people speaking, during camp. I didn't see it in the preseason game. They went to him a couple times. I don't think they connected. So this is going to be a big game for Thayer Thomas because he's been here for this is his third year with us, and he hasn't been able to crack the 53. And he's never going to have a better chance to make an NFL roster than he has this season. So I'll be very interested to see how Thayer Thomas handles it. And then you got guys like Miles Price. I want to see him, Jay-Sean Jones, and Dante Fleming. Those are guys who coming into camp not expected to make this roster, but like Thayer, this is the best opportunity they're ever going to have to make an NFL roster. What are they going to do with it? So I will be intently watching the wide receivers and watching the offensive line as much as possible. What are you going to be looking for on the offensive side of the ball, Cody?
Offense side of the ball, I really want to see that first team out there again. I get it with no Darrisaw, but I want the first team has never played a full year together at all, like together on the same field, full season wise, right? So like the cohesiveness is not going to be there with them. Communication is probably going to be off here and there, right? And the second team will come in and they're going to be better because 3 out of the 5 on that offense line have played together a full year, right? They've been together. I think these guys they're going to start mending it. I would love to see them on the field from this week and into next week. That starting rotation, just to see get that communication down before the week 1 season begins.
All right. And on the defensive side of the ball, we do got some battles going on. We talked about some of them already, but I think for me, the one I'm most interested in is actually watching the defensive line because there's some things that need to be sorted out. We got Taki Taimani, Terrion Ingram-Dawkins, Elijah Williams, and Levi Drake Rodriguez. And it's likely 2 of these guys make it. And I would say Levi Drake Rodriguez probably made it. So you probably got Taki, Ingram-Dawkins, and Elijah Williams battling for one spot. I want to see who goes out there, gets after it, and really tries, to make an impression. It would be great if it was Taki because he's really the only nose tackle on this roster. But they did draft Ingram-Dawkins, so I think they're going to favor him to make this roster. And like we said earlier, Elijah Williams is going to be that guy that we loved in preseason but ended up going somewhere else. Other battles, Bo Richter versus Chaz Chambliss, Kobe King versus Chaz Chambliss, Okuda versus Blackman, McLovin versus Vaughn, and then not defense but special teams, Ryan Wright versus Oscar Chapman. Apparently, Oscar Chapman's been raising some eyebrows in training camp. He's got a bunch of different ways of kicking the ball. He's kicking it further than Ryan Wright. He's got better hang time than Ryan Wright. He's pinning it, with inside the 5 better than Ryan Wright. I think a lot would have to go wrong for Wright to lose the job, but I don't think it's out of the question. So, Fish, what are you looking most forward to on the defensive side of the ball?
I'm ready to start paying attention to the inside linebackers.
Ooh.
I want to see how those guys are doing. I will watch and go back and review Kobe King. I want to see if that boy can play football because I really didn't pay attention to him. That's where I'm going to be focused at this week on defense.
Yeah. That's a good one because like they only carried, I think, 4 last year on the inside, so they're probably going to carry that again. Maybe 5. I don't know. But like I said, I think Chaz Chambliss is a guy they like. And if Kobe King, yeah, they drafted him, but they drafted him in the 6th round. That's not much different than a UDFA. As far as I'm concerned, they're on equal playing ground. And they gave Chaz Chambliss some guaranteed money too to sign with us. So, what about you, Cody? What do you watch on that defensive side of the ball?
Jeff Okudah, you're a top 5 first-round pick. If you're going to show that you're going to be on this team, you got to learn to play the outside corner. Because that's it. Like you'll see inside snaps, but you're probably going to see 10% of the snaps on the year if the only position you play is inside, especially on this defensive scheme. You got to show that you're better than Blackman on the outside. If you're not better than Blackman on the outside, you're not going to get playing time on this team. How this team is structured, how this team plays football with the big nickel, with the NASCAR package. You got to learn to play the outside because you got 2 players already on the outside that can play on the inside, that can play your position. And we'd rather see someone who can play on the outside and someone who can play on the inside at the same time. So it'd be Blackman, Rogers, and Murphy on the field once you got those 3 cornerback sets. Other than that, Okudah, it's not looking good. You got to show us you can play on the outside.
I'm getting mad at Caleb Evans vibes from Cody and this Okudah stuff.
100%. Told you it wasn't good when we drafted a Caleb. Still isn't good. Wanted to cut him every single year he was on this team. Okudah, Caleb Evans.
So do we got to drink every time we say Okudah now? Well, my
No.
water.
No. Yeah, you can't do it.
Cody doesn't believe that he could play the outside on either side. I don't know. I got a lot of faith in Brian Flores. So we did turn around a number 3 overall pick that was labeled a bust in Sam Darnold last year. Now it's B-Flow's turning back. All right, KLC, I got it this year. Let me see what I could do with a former number 3 overall pick. Anything else you guys are hoping to see in this preseason game?
I think we've covered it all.
I'm stoked to watch it. I do wish that J.J. McCarthy would play. And even if he's not playing, I hope our offensive line plays some snaps together. It's very important that those guys gel together. But we will see. Cody, you got to call it for us this week?
I had a couple calls it this week, but I think my main calls it this week is for the preseason game, right? Okay. I think for my call it this week, I think we're gonna see a big step up from Brosmer. He's going to outplay Howell at that quarterback 2 position, and he will solidify his spot at quarterback 2. Right, will be the backup entering the year. I thought he watching the highlights here and there, he played better than Howell. Even though Howell played well, I think he played better than Howell against the matchups he had. I think he's a lot smarter of a quarterback. I think he's a game managing style quarterback, and I think that's what KOC wants now. Once if J.J. McCarthy ever goes down in the year, I think he will still have that younger quarterback he can still develop, treat him as a game manager, just like J.J. McCarthy as a game manager. I think the offense doesn't stop moving forward, even with J.J. McCarthy off the field. It's just going to have a little bit more hiccups with Max Brosmer.
So are you saying week 1 Brosmer is going to be?
Week 1 Brosmer will be the backup quarterback.
Oh, my goodness. Michael Fisher,
you're saying that based on the strength of this preseason game coming up?
Yes, I think you're going to see a lot better play from Brosmer than we're going to see from Howell. It makes sense because you look at McCarthy, he's going to be that game managing quarterback, and that's what Brosmer is. I think adding Brosmer into that second, the offense doesn't stop moving forward necessarily. I think it's just going to be a little bit hiccups here and there, maybe like a 3 and out here and there. With Howell, you're gunslinging. You know what you got in a quarterback. You're looking at turnovers constantly. You're going to have those big shots down the field. The ball will move forward. It's just not going to be moving forward productively. You're not taking time off the clock with the offense, right? You're not incorporating the run game anymore. You're just slinging it with Howell out there, right? You're trying to throw for 450 yards a game with Howell. With Brosmer and McCarthy, you're trying to incorporate a balanced game plan going forward. That way you take clock management away. That way you are running the ball. You are throwing short passes. You're just keeping the offense on the field, all right? And plus with that defense, instead of giving the ball away on first and second down, all right, the defense can take over the game for the offense because of the shortcoming at quarterback if J.J. McCarthy would go down again this year.
All right, I'm not buying it because I actually think that this game is going to be a little bit mistake-riddled by Brosmer. I think he's going to try to do a little too much. I mean, he wants what Cody's talking about, and I think he's just going to – he might throw an interception, throw a couple of bad passes, just trying to do too much.
I'm going to sell too. I don't think Brosmer gets number 2 week 1. At some point of the season, could it happen? Maybe, but it might not be fair, but I just don't think we go into the season with our quarterback 1 and quarterback 2 not taking a single NFL snap.
That's what I don't get. It doesn't make sense to me. Why are we going to have a quarterback 1 not take an NFL snap? Why not put the veteran in there that's taking the snaps?
Well, because I don't think Howell's better than J.J. McCarthy at this point, but I think he might be better than Brosmer. Howell played well. Howell played well in the game. Like I know we've been hearing bad stuff about him in camp, but from what I saw, he looks like an NFL quarterback. And the biggest knock on Sam Howell isn't anything about how he throws the ball. It's that he takes too many sacks. Well, if this offensive line is upgraded and better and it's going to protect J.J. McCarthy all year, then he should be able to play just fine behind them. And with weapons like Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, I mean, hopefully he doesn't have to play. But, yeah, I'm going to sell. I do think that Brosmer makes the 53-man, which for me is kind of a big take because before that preseason game, I didn't think the Vikings were going to keep 3 quarterbacks. I thought they were only going to keep 2. Why waste a roster spot on a 3rd quarterback when you could just call up the practice squad quarterback every Sunday and be the emergency 3rd? But I think Brosmer's already put enough on tape to where there'll be another team out there that'll swoop him up if we try to put him on the practice squad, which is crazy. He's a UDFA. He's a guy played, 5 years of college ball? Maybe 6 because he redshirted and he sat out the COVID year.
Yeah. And I think KOC needs a robot at quarterback. Like, hey, this is what you're going to do it. And I don't think Howell is that robot. I think Howell's that gunslinger mentality type of quarterback to where KOC like rolls his eyes or like kind of looks mad when he rolls out for a touchdown like Dobbs did back in the day. You know, it's just a feeling. It's my gut feeling. I think that's what could happen.
What do you think, Fish? Are we already shocked? I mean, are we at the point of being shocked if Brosmer does not end up making the 53?
No, because this team we've had some preseason superstars where we've been like, huh? Why? And in all reality, I feel like we start our off season, like even at the beginning of training camp, where our organization's like, this is our roster. And ain't nobody going to do shit to change it type of situation. I feel like we got a lot of things that are already set in stone. To that effect, the preseason games are almost useless. The only time they're useful, I think, is to us fans. But, yeah, Skol can. I could see him showing out. I could see him being cut. Let's hope he makes it to the waivers and then going to practice squad because he's a UDFA from Minnesota that nobody has any expectations from.
Yeah.
I'll say it'll be a shock if he gets cut and they keep ripping.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'll be shocked. Like if they cut him because the plan is to only keep 2 quarterbacks on the roster because they need depth elsewhere, then okay, I'll kind of get it and I understand when he ends up winning a Super Bowl for another team in 5 years.
Howell is going to go into gunslinger.
Man, we love to be super reactive. But the thing is, man, like yes, he looked good in preseason game against a bunch of scrubs, but all camp this week has been great videos of him, dotting up guys and not just throwing these little dink and dunks. Like he is throwing bombs, and he looks good doing it. So
Here's the point about that. He's playing against scrubs. He too is supposed to be a scrub.
No. I said that he's supposed to be a car salesman too, and he's playing better than the other car salesmen.
He's the best scrub out there. So what happens when you got the best scrub out there? You move him up to leeches, and if he's the best leech out there, then you move him up to maggots. And if he's the best maggot out there, hey, guess what? Just saying.
I hope Howell makes like risky decisions because he's a gunslinger and throws a couple picks in this next preseason game.
No. Cody's like, man, screw you guys. You're going against nah. Cody's like, I hope Hal goes out there and snaps his leg.
Yeah, no. Like just there's a couple picks, and then Brosmer is 11 for fucking 15, 1 touchdown, no interception.
Cody's like,
just a solid moving forward.
Seizing an injury.
All right, fellas. Well, we got 2 more position groups to get through that we've been, going through and grading. And what we have left is our backfield. And hopefully I updated all these. I don't know. But we got our cornerbacks, Byron Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rodgers, Jeff Okudah, Mekhi Blackman, Dwight McLaughlin, and Zamiah Vaughn. At safety, we have Harrison Smith, Theo Jackson, Josh Metellus, Jay Ward, Khalif Halassi. Khalif Halassi has just been added. Last year, we kept 5 safeties and 6 cornerbacks, so we're going to keep it at that. Want to go through and see what's our confidence in these position groups. Do we need a refresher on what we've done so far? Which I think we've graded ourselves. I think we've graded ourselves pretty good, man.
Yeah, 100%. I think we have solid grades.
Like last week, we graded the edges at an A, our inside linebackers at a B, our defensive line we gave an A, offensive line we gave an A, which I might go back on that one. Wide receivers and tight ends we gave an A, quarterback we fairly gave a C, and running backs we gave a B. I didn't like we gave the quarterbacks a C, but it was fair. And we're going to start the quarterbacks off with this man right here, Byron Murphy Jr. He is not 23 years old, so there's the first mess up. 7th season, 3rd with the Vikings. He's got 31 starts in 2 seasons with us. 9 interceptions with 6 of those coming last year, which tied him for first place among all cornerbacks. He also forced 2 fumbles, has 27 passes defended, and 138 tackles with 105 of them being solo. He's been solid for us. In 2024, he was a Pro Bowler. He had a run defense score of 68 by PFF, pass coverage 72.6, and overall defense 72.8, which is kind of surprising to me. I think Byron Murphy did get overrated slightly because of the interceptions. I found him to be out of place a lot. And if you look at the very bottom I have, he faced the 2nd most targets and gave up the 3rd most receptions. So they weren't shying away from Byron Murphy because he had interceptions. How do you guys feel going into this season with Byron Murphy being our cornerback 1?
I feel good, man. I feel good about it. Not because he's not going to. He is the cornerback 1, but he's like Justin Jefferson. You're going to move him on the inside.
Nick, I agree. It's just a little more data, but I agree.
PFF is sort of like a guardrail for us, Nick, to make sure we don't go running off the highway.
I wish Byron Murphy Jr. was our 2nd best cornerback.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
Like, I really wish we would have went out, swung for the fences, and got one. But hey, we could do worse than Byron Murphy Jr., and he did play good last year. His first season with us was kind of So we'll see. After that, we got the guy who might be cornerback 1, actually, Isaiah Rodgers. He is 27 years old. fifth season. This is his first with the Vikings. He doesn't have a lot of snaps. He only has 1,300 career snaps. That's, about a season and a half for most cornerbacks. In that time, he has 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 14 passes defended, and 116 tackles. He was also a Super Bowl champion with the Eagles last year. His PFFs for last year, he only played 329 snaps, so I do take that into account. But his run defense was at 80.6, pass coverage 74, and overall defense 76. So very respectable grades. Man coverage, he only had 49 man coverage snaps, but he was the number 1 man coverage cornerback according to PFF. So we see what the Vikings saw in him, especially because we know Kwesi's big on PFF. That's how he's learning about football. And we didn't pay too much for him. So, again, I'm kind of joking about him being our cornerback 1, but I think he is a solid cornerback 2, and I am happy with him. Michael Fish, you coming around yet or not yet?
No.
Well, Nick, we haven't played a lot of man coverage because we don't have the guys who can do it. And I think Isaiah Rodgers might be part of that, where it kind of frees up B-Flow to do some things that we haven't been doing.
Mm-hmm. This is the cornerback 1. If you go like cornerback 1, 2, and 3, he's the cornerback 1 in my opinion.
You think he covers the number wide receiver 1?
I think he covers wide receiver 1 in a lot of formations. Then, because that wide receiver 1 is going to move into the slot at motions and all that we see constantly on NFL, and then it goes to Murphy. That way you can pass it off to Murphy instead of passing it off to like a guy like Jeff Okudah. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. That's why I'm big on. I like Isaiah Rodgers.
I like him a lot too, and still wish we had a bona fide guy, but maybe he could turn into him. And like I said, he's only played 1,300 career snaps in his 4 seasons. He was suspended for a year, so technically this should be his 6th season. He got suspended for gambling. For some reason, some guys get suspended for a few games, and he got suspended for a whole season. So maybe he was betting on his own team. I don't know. Next, you got Jeff Okudah. I couldn't even find a picture of him in Vikings gear at training camp. So got him in a Falcons uniform. He is still only 26 years old, and this being his 6th season. So he was drafted pretty young out of Ohio State. The number 3 overall pick in 2020. Has not lived up to it. He hasn't even lived up to a 6th rounder, to be honest.
He'll be
I don't need to go through all this
at this point next year.
Man, can we just have some hope here? I mean, you guys have made it clear you're out on Jeff Okudah. Fish, you've been saying Zamiah Vaughn's going to take his spot, who's a UDFA, and Cody saw that play by Diggs, and he's out.
I saw the play by John Mechie that burned him for 18 yards. I was out after that. That's the Texans' 4th best wide receiver. I don't want to have the number 1 Nico Collins being motioned out and put in the slot, and there's Jeff Okudah looking at him like, I don't want to see that at all.
John, you're right. I forgot to mention that the Metellus did injure his shoulder today in the joint practices, but he said he was fine. He was out there signing autograph afterwards. KOC said, they're going to monitor it, but he seems to be fine. Jalen Naylor also had a hand injury. Both seem to be fine and should be good for week 1. After Okudah, we got the man trying to take his spot, Mekhi Blackman, 26 years old, coming into his 3rd NFL season. Missed all of last year with that knee injury. He's only has 435 snaps, 3 starts, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery, 41 tackles. We really haven't seen a lot from Mekhi Blackman because he came in as a rookie and didn't get to play too much, but there were flashes from him. Good enough to where we were kind of excited about him coming into last year, and we were bummed out about him getting his knee torn. He was even part of PFF's, breakout predictions. They had him at cornerback. So there was a lot of high hope for him coming into last season, and hopefully the knee injury doesn't slow him down, and maybe he does end up taking over Okudah and becomes cornerback 3. Yeah, no, yay, nay, something.
Yeah,
He-
Makai Blackman is outside.
He's coming back from the knee injury. We'll see how he does with his cuts in real time. He was tackling well in preseason game 1. I don't know, man. I'm trying to not tip my hand here about how I feel about this secondary.
All right. Dwight McGlothern, there's not much to say about him. It said he's been a standout in camp, a UDFA last year. He was a really good cornerback in college, but for some reason did not get drafted. I don't know what his issues were, but he was also one of the better man coverage cornerbacks. We'll see if he gets his opportunity. I didn't like what I saw in the first week of preseason, but in camp, apparently he's just intercepting balls left and right. Matter of fact, I think he had a pick 6 either today or yesterday in the joint practices. And then the last one we have is Amaya Vaughn, who is another UDFA. We're going to be a defensive backfield full of UDFAs.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
So here's our cornerback room versus last year's cornerback room. Do you guys think we've improved? Same?
I think there's more upside with this cornerback room this year, but I also think the floor is a little deeper. I think you're going to have to mask it with the inside, the interior, the front 7 now that we have.
And that's my big problem. We are counting on pass rush.
Mm-hmm. And we were counting on it last year, since we just added to it. So that's why I'm not kind of worried about it.
Hey, just Super Bowl Vikes. I'm saving all your questions, and we will get to them after we get through this segment because there's some pretty good questions. Just want to let you know I'm not ignoring you. We will get. I am saving them. All right. I think we improved. And Fish, since you've been like holding there and not wanting to tip your hand, why don't you lead us off and say what you're grading this group?
D.
Whoa. And that's serious. Like I can write that down.
That's D.
Damn.
This is going to be the group that's going to keep us out of the Super Bowl if any of them are.
Damn. That's harsh. All right, Cody. You agree with Fish?
I'm going to grade. I'm not going to be as harsh as Fish, but I'm going to be a little bit harsh in the sense that we don't know what we really have here at the cornerback position, right? I think it's a really high ceiling that it could happen, but I also think it's a really low floor. So I'm going to be with a C with that, just because I don't know how well Isaiah Rodgers will fare in this defense. Like, he has to be the number 1 in this defense, in my opinion. I mean, Murphy is going to be called the number 1, but Murphy's also going to be playing in the slot. He's going to be all over the field. I want a true outside corner, and I'm hoping Rodgers is that person or Blackman is that person. So I'm going to be a C just because I don't know. I don't know what we got.
I'm going to go ahead and put a poll for the chat to go ahead and vote on this.
Trying to raise their grades any way possible.
No, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to grade. It's just because after I give my grade, I don't know what to give the final. Let me make sure.
Overpaid, second string from another team, ass, don't know, and a couple of UDFAs.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I came into this with this group being a B. And
God bless you.
Maybe that's a little bit too optimistic because hearing what Cody's saying is kind of how I feel. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead and agree with Cody on the C. I don't think it's a D. We do have a Pro Bowl cornerback in Murphy. I do believe in Isaiah Rodgers. So there's at least 2 that I feel really good about. I wish we had a third, and the hype had me believing Okudah could end up being that guy. I don't know if he will or not. I'm not totally out on him as Cody is, but I do think maybe Makai Blackman could be that guy. So I do think we do have at least 3 good cornerbacks on here. Now, if Rodgers or Murphy go down, then we're probably screwed. So we definitely don't have depth. So I think the C is fair.
Mhm.
What's up, Tanya Skol?
But
And
again,
once again, Robbie's fighting about college football.
yeah. But you can become an A cornerback, right? If you get 11 interceptions or six pick sixes for touchdowns, but you've also given up over 1,000 receiving yards and the most receptions. Like Murphy, he got 9 interceptions last year, but he also gave up the third most receptions in the National Football League.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
I agree. It's not like he's not a cornerback that quarterbacks are afraid to throw at.
Yes, yeah. Like your Trevon Diggs or your Darren Blands, and then you got Byron Murphy in there too. Like,
I mean, this be a great time for him to prove that it wasn't a fluke and that he is that guy, because there are people that do have doubts, and he just got paid. So let me check the final on the poll. 54% have it as a B.
I mean,
You can always count on these guys.
I like
So
it.
So Robbie, I don't know if my math is good here, but I got a D, a C, and a B. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a C. B.
Got
No, with
D,
multiple B's, that should be an A.
I don't remember how I got to an A with all those B's last time, but it ended up being like an A minus. It was like a low A. All right, we're gonna give it a C, and I think that's fair. Fish, I do understand where your D's coming from. Like I do. Like you make a good point. I'm not there. I have a little bit more faith, I guess.
Wait a minute. Skol, Tanya, your thoughts on our newly. Hold on. Don't.
No, Fish.
What? I was just saying, he said something about your thoughts on our newly acquired cheerleading talent, Keith and Cody. What about me, George? Are you afraid of my opinion on our new cheerleading squad? Jeez.
I wasn't going to address that at all.
Yeah. Well, we're here now. Whatever floats your boat.
Ignoring it the whole night.
Whatever floats your boat. That's all I gotta say. Whatever floats your boat. If it makes you happy, let it make you happy. If it makes you mad, let it make you mad. No one's stopping you. All right. The only people that are talking shit about you is the people that are on a social media site. Just keep whatever floats your boat.
Here's my advice about our 2 male cheerleaders. When another team's fan base comes at you and uses them as a derogatory statement towards you as a Vikings fan, respond to them by saying, "You're just mad that our male cheerleaders are prettier than your female ones." Done.
I don't know. Have you seen our cheerleaders up close?
I was saying to their fan base. Like if Lions fans are like start sending messages about those 2 guys.
Done?
Yeah.
All right. We're also going to do our safeties. We're going to start with the man, the myth, the legend, Harrison Smith, 36 years old, still getting it done. Going to his 14th season, all with the Vikings. Doesn't happen anymore. Might not happen again. 6 Pro Bowls, only 1 first-team All-Pro, which is freaking shocking to me, and 1 second-team All-Pro. He has started 16 games last season, which Iron Man status. He had 3 interceptions, 10 passes defended, 87 tackles, 3 of them being for loss, and had 1 sack. And that was on Aaron Rodgers, which that's all the sacks he needed. And
with that smile, that picture of him closing in with that, you can see.
Oh yeah, he was very happy approaching that sack. He knew what he was getting, and he knew who he was sacking. But it seemed like, before last season, he had a couple seasons where it's like, oh man, age is catching up to him. He's falling off. But you look at these stats; these are on par with his career averages. Like this is who he is, and he was that man last year. And I think with an improved defensive line, he has a chance to have a pretty great final season. This is the final season for him, right?
Yes, it has to be, and I hope it rides off into a good season. The farewell tour, let's say, of Harrison Smith. I like seeing this. Like I just hearing last week about Byron Buxton not keeping his no trade clause. I want to be a Minnesota Twin forever. I want to be part of Minnesota forever. Harrison Smith's the same person. I want to be part of Minnesota forever. And it warms my heart. It makes me feel good to be a fan of Minnesota sports, seeing this guy, and he will forever be part of my top 5 favorite Vikings of all time, greatest Vikings of all time, just because of that.
Absolutely. Should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He'll definitely be the Ring of Honor. And like I've always said, my last favorite player. I'm a fan of just the team now, not the players.
Mm-hmm.
Then on the other side, we're going to have Theo Jackson, a guy who's never been a starter in the league, has barely played in the league. 26 years old, his 4th season, all with the Vikings. He did come from the Tennessee Titans, but he never played for them for the regular season. He was a 6th-round draft pick by them in 2022, cut by them, added to their practice squad. Vikings signed him off the practice squad after Lewis Seen's injury in London. Ended up being a better player than Lewis Seen was, who was a 1st-round pick, by the way, at the same position. And we got him as a waiver claim like in week 5 of the season. So, yeah, just to harp on that 2022 just a little bit more.
And we paid the man. What did we do?
Yes, we paid this guy. I don't remember what it is. It's like, what, $8 to $10 million per season, and he's never really played. Look at that. He has 222 career defensive snaps. He's played 875 on special teams, but in those 222, he does have 2 interceptions. Got 47 tackles. His coverage PFF, 14 out of 171 safeties, 13 out of 171 overall defense. Okay, that's only 78 snaps. Not a big sample size. But when he came in last year, he did what he was supposed to do. We all made comments while we were watching the games when Theo Jackson came in. Like, oh, man, you see that pass? He deflected. He stopped that pass. Theo Jackson's looking good. Some of us been talking about Theo Jackson since camp 3 years ago. So it's cool that we get a chance to see him. But even being a believer in Theo Jackson, I am worried about no depth being behind him because he's not a guaranteed thing. But I didn't want to pay Cam Bynum a bunch of money either. It was kind of weird we still ended up paying this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see. I like Theo Jackson. But you got a guy out there who hasn't been a starter yet and an aging Smith. It could get scary. The only depth behind him, really, we got Josh Metellus out there who's, the rover and playing all positions. But if you look at his positions at the bottom, safety is like what he plays the least. But he's still classified as a safety. I'm not even getting to his PFS because they're not really even fair because he doesn't play safety, but he's graded as a safety. He plays all over the place.
Yes.
Right, Nick. Metellus is a starter. I really don't classify him as a safety, but that's what he's labeled. So I have him in here with the safeties. But yes, Metellus is absolutely a starter. Maybe the most important person on the defense. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Snaps in the slot, snaps in the box. And it goes with saying about what I'm talking about with our other cornerback 3 we got out there. It just he plays everywhere, and Okuda's issue is because of Metellus. That's his issue, and he can't play outside. Snaps in the slot, snaps in the box. They're in the NASCAR package that people have been calling it. Beef Low's been calling it. Josh Metellus, a solid cornerback all the way, a solid solid safety all the way around. And he's that guy that he's almost taken into the fact of Harrison Smith when he was younger, right? He's the fixer, and it seems like he is the fixer on this defense.
Yeah, I agree, Nick. I see him as like a linebacker, like a slot linebacker. I don't know, like he's in a position of his own, which is positionless, which is Brian Flores football. He got paid for doing what he does, so hopefully Brian Flores sticks around for a little bit. Because Fish is worried. What happens to Metellus if Beefo leaves and we're not doing this positionless stuff?
I think we get back to playing like some legitimate, no trying to cover up cancer with Band-Aids defense, where we actually have position football and we have to have guys who are good at their position. Yeah.
Then we got Jay Ward, who, again, he hasn't played a lot, but he really doesn't have any competition to make this roster. I think this is the year he finally gets some play time. In college, he was used like Josh Metellus. He played in the box. He played safety. He played a little bit of cornerback. I think he even lined up as a linebacker. So he could do a lot of things, and maybe he comes in and gives Metellus a break when needed. But I think this is the year he finally makes the 53 for the whole season.
Robbie gave this defensive backs and their safeties an F constantly. I don't see a single starter that played part of the SEC on here. Yeah, weird.
So Halassi, probably making the squad. We really don't know much about him except he's the guy that got 2 interceptions in the preseason game. And he wears number 25, and we're 25 days away from the first Vikings game. So here's our safety group this year versus last year. I mean, it's almost identical. You're really just swapping out Cam Bynum with Halassi. So I think it might be fair to say that we've downgraded. Unless Theo Jackson just turns into a Pro Bowler.
And unfortunately, I believe that this year the role of Alexander Madison is going to be played by Theo Jackson.
Oh, I wish you didn't say that, Fish. Let me get a poll going. Go ahead and give your grade, Fish.
D.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, hold on. Checks the time. Oh, you're grumpy.
No. Look, we've got an aging great, and then we've got a bunch of nobodies.
I'm going with B because he's aging, but he's still great. Right? He's aging. We're talking about this year. He's aging. He's still great. I like Theo Jackson a lot. I thought he played well as that safety position, and then adding Metellus into that positionless player, more versatility for us. Jay Ward and Halassi, I could really care less about, right, for the depth wise, but I'm going to be at a B because I like the starting unit that we have on the field with those 3 safeties.
Even with Metellus, Fish, you're at a D.
Yeah, I'm not big on Metellus. I'm not big on him at all.
Damn. All right, I'm giving it a C. And I think Harrison Smith is aging out, but I think knowing that like this is his last ride, he's gonna put it all on the line to try to get that ring. And now, let's see, you guys. I think CB is B, safety, yes. We had cornerback as a C.
Yeah, it was the chat that rated the cornerbacks as a B, Boyd, not us.
Well, they're gonna grade the safeties as a B too.
Mm-hmm. Josh Patelis.
Hey Nick, you're my mathematician who pissed in Fish's Cheerios. What's up, Lenny? So we got this graded as a D, a B, a C, and a B.
It's exactly like the cornerbacks.
But then no, it was 2 C's for the cornerbacks. We got 2 B's.
Oh.
Robbie's having an aneurysm in his kitchen right now.
I think works out to a C.
Because a fish is goddamn D.
Yeah, we're getting a C. Because of Fish. Robbie, what are you crying about, bro? Like the cornerbacks got a C and the safeties got a C. It's not like they had great grades.
Yeah. Just sucks none of the SEC players on our secondary can make the starting lineup.
What's up, Travis Skol? Lenny, I hope this one comes true. I'd be pretty ecstatic. You couldn't give me the second to get to it.
I just had a feeling it was on the way.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's get into our Gjallarhorn questions. Let's go around the Gjallarhorn. One question from each of us for the panel. Got to answer on the spot. Fish, go ahead.
Use a song title to describe your expectations for this season for JJ McCarthy.
Oh, man.
Give it to me in the chat.
That's too hard. That's a good one. That's too hard to think on the spot.
Want me to lead off with mine?
Yes.
Seek and Destroy, Metallica. That's a good one, George. That is a damn good one right there.
Help me out, chat. Give me one.
What's that song? Is it the Beatles? You don't always get what you want, but you always, but sometimes you just
But
might.
you get
get
that's
what you
Stones.
Yeah, is it the Stones?
Yeah.
Stones
Can't always get what you want.
Yeah, can't always get what you want. That's my song title for this, for especially this year for McCarthy. I was gonna choose that. Move bitch into the air tonight. I was gonna choose that, or I was gonna choose Stay Humble by Kendrick Lamar. Right. I just think the expectations right now from our fan base is super high for McCarthy. If we don't hit those expectations as a fan base, it's pitchforks and fucking flamethrowers out for him. Just let the kid develop, right? And eventually you'll get what you need, and it's going to be that fucking Super Bowl.
So, when you say I'm bad, do you mean like bad isn't bad, or bad isn't like bad mamma jamma? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he's bad. Because he would have said Michael Jackson if it was like a good one. If it was the good bad. I'm gonna go Tupac. All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because definitely all eyes are on him. The expectations are high. That was a good one, Fish. I just wish I had time to think about one, so I could have been listening to songs like, yeah, this is the one. Keep pushing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give mine. And mine is, who is one player that you think either is going to be a surprise to make the 53 or a surprise cut, or you can give me both if you want. Michael Fish.
Surprise make. Big dub.
Yeah?
I think we're going to find a way.
Elijah?
Surprise cut. Taki Tamani.
So Elijah makes it. Taimani doesn't. Who you got, Cody?
Surprise cut. Levi Drake Rodriguez.
Ooh.
Only because I've seen the time at Gills. It's the preseason All-American. Like he just get cut, right? They don't fit. They just don't fit in to where we're at right now, right? My surprise ad is going to be the quarterback out of Minnesota. It's going to be Max Brosmer, and I said I think he's going to be QB too.
Damn, that's a good one. Hey, Nick, I don't think that's too big of a surprise, Ben Yurosek making it, only because Bartholomew has the back injury and is probably going to be on IR. I think if Bartholomew was here, that would be a hotter take, but we actually put Ben Yurosek on our initial 53, which next week we're going to update our 53. I don't really have a surprise cut because it would probably be Ty Chandler, which I don't think is really a surprise at this point. but my surprise make is going to be Chaz Chambliss. I think he's making the squad, whether that he makes it as an outside linebacker or a middle linebacker. Tavier Thomas, he should make it as a special teams guy. He was one of the best special teamers.
Hold on now. I've been wanting to bring this up, but on that first pass play where JJ took that deep rollout, Ham made a $3 million block on that defensive end. He earned every penny with that play.
Oh, I wish we could have shown Donovan Jackson's screen game.
That was nice. I know all you guys saw that of Donovan Jackson on the screen pass. So we're gonna do our hot takes, and after that, we're gonna answer any questions that you guys have in the chat, or after Cody does his Gjallarhorn, of course. But I just want to get everybody prepared that after Cody's Gjallarhorn, we're gonna do our hot takes. Then we're gonna open up the lines if anybody wants to come on here with us and talk a little bit, or if you just got questions to ask in the comments that you want us to address. Cody, what's your Gjallarhorn?
So we know the top player solidified on this football team is Justin Jefferson, right? End of the day, Justin Jefferson's the best player on this team. He's the best player on this team, right? Who's going to emerge as the second best player at the end of this year? Who is going to be like, it's a no shit, it's a locked in. He's the second best player on this team. He's probably a top 20 player in the league. He's going to go above what our rankings are on the top 100. He will be in the top 20. Who is going to be?
Nick just took mine.
Greenard.
Jonathan Gennard.
But arguably, I was leaning too, but are you talking about like just face of the franchise and all that?
Yes, all that. All that. Who's going to be like? We had Moss and Carter, right? That was the top.
It's got to be a whole high-profile position.
Yes.
As much as I would love to be able to say Blake Cashman, I mean, it's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
Because you don't see it.
No, I'm not fishing JJ McCarthy. I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be that. He's not going to be a player that you're going to see in the top 20 of the top 100 that's getting voted on right now. I'm looking at that guy.
That didn't cross my mind at all that you were trying to get that, or that any of us would even say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been closer, Robbie, if you would have said Addison.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Christian Darrisaw because he's finally gonna play like a complete season. Whenever he comes back, week 1 or whatever, he's gonna make it through the whole season. He will not lose any more time, and he will finally get recognized.
I like that answer. That's that. Yeah.
It's crazy to me that Darrisaw's never made a Pro Bowl.
It's crazy to me that he probably is the second best player on this team, but he has yet to finish a full season.
All right. Those were good ones, fellas. But now, let's go ahead and get into our hot takes. Who's ready? Go ahead, Michael Fish.
In this week's preseason game, one member of our front five, whether it be a defensive tackle or a defensive end, will have a turnover returned for a touchdown.
Ooh. Okay. Defense side of the ball scores. All right.
But specifically, line.
Oh, okay. So not a pick six from a cornerback.
Not a pick six from a cornerback. It's either going to be a pick six or a fumble recovery, scoop, and score.
Okay. Damn. That's pretty hot then. I got a little bit spicier. What's up, Dean? Glad you made it. Hope you went 4 for 4 and you guys won your softball game.
I don't want to talk about softball. We lost in the championship.
Are you ready, Cody?
I am ready.
Hot take first? Do you got a hot take for us, Cody?
I got a hot take. My hot take is the floor will come out from under Sam Howell in week 2 of preseason. It'll be a disaster game. And Max Brosmer will play a good game. It ain't going to be nothing spectacular or elite, just a good game while the floor falls out from under Sam Howell. And I like Sam.
Yeah, you were trying to speak this into existence.
Mm-hmm. I like Sam Howell too. I thought he was a good quarterback in North Carolina. I don't know.
All right. Well, kind of took my thunder a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with it anyways. And mine is Max Brosmer will throw for at least 150 yards on Saturday and lead at least 2 touchdown drives.
I like it.
Like it.
I see Shaq trying to get in, but I don't know if he's really in there or not.
Then us Vikings fans can be like, let's get Brosmer quarterback too, instead of saying him quarterback 1.
Redmond would get 3 sacks.
That would be nice.
That'd be sick.
All right, so I have posted a link in the chat. If you would like to join us on stage and give your thoughts about anything we've talked about or anything we haven't talked about, now is the time to do that.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I'm trying to see. Oh, Shaq left. Shaq was trying to come on and give his hot take, but it didn't work out.
Sorry I couldn't spit it out there. I just kind of blanked out for a second right in the middle of mine.
Sorry, I'll do my thing.
Appreciate
it. I want to bring back finish the statement and Fish's catch. So bad.
Finish the statement's gonna come back, and the catch is gonna come back, and it's gonna be better. We're gonna have video and everything. Fish is gonna do a song and dance. It's gonna be awesome.
Gonna do the gritty.
The gritty.
All right, so
are we going live? Are we going live during the Skol Fest?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. I don't know what we'll do. I'm sure we'll throw it up there. I mean, we're not gonna do a show, but yeah.
I got 2 battery packs. I got at least my phone and somebody else's.
We're gonna be like hugging. We're gonna be like hugging, like trying to talk to Fish's phone. All right, so we got a couple that want to come on. We're gonna start with T-Bass. What's up, T-Bass?
Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, I got a little story about preseason from this is ex-NFL player. I was having a few beers with him a few years back. I don't want to say his name. Played for the Bears, ex-running back. And I asked him, I said, when I was living up in Illinois, I watched a lot of preseason games. You tore it up. You were a fan favorite. You tore preseason up. Why didn't you ever get the chance? You know what he told me? He said, there's a huge leap between being a 2 or 3 on the team to the first team. It's the size of a Grand Canyon. He said, I was good enough to make the team, wasn't good enough to be a starter. He said, quote, preseason is an illusion for the fans. He said, you see 2s in there doing 2s against 2s, 1s doing good against 2s. It's a big illusion. Just wait till the regular season. That was from ex-NFL.
I agree with that. I think when you're watching stuff like preseason or you're watching stuff like training camp, you can't really watch what they do against the opponents. You kind of just got to watch the player and how they play and like decisions they make and like kind of just watch the player and try to evaluate something. But you can't be like, oh, Max Brosmer, he threw 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter of the preseason game. Like he's going to be the next guy. Like you can judge like how did he handle himself in the pocket? How did he react when there was pressure? If there was pressure, I mean, there are things you can gauge, but I get what he's saying. Like, because there's been a lot of players that we've fallen in love with during the preseason. Like, oh, this is gonna be the guy, and then he didn't end up making our roster, and he never made a roster anywhere else. So
yeah, I was really surprised he said that. He said I was good enough to make the team. I was never good enough to be a starter, and he made it through 2 contracts. I think he played 9 years. He never started. But, he was a pretty humble guy. He just said, there's a big difference. He basically said at the start of training camp, they pretty much know who the starters are. Unless
what
you're
years did he play? What years did he play?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, so not Adrian Peterson.
Well, he said he's the Bears.
Got me. It was Adrian Peterson. It was Adrian Peterson. Yes.
The only reason I got that is because I know he played like 8 or 9 years, but he was like a backup.
Yep. Pretty humble guy. I ran into him down a bar down here.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the ex-quarterback of Northern Illinois.
No, and that's just what he said. You know, he said there's a huge leap. He said they basically know who the starters are in talent-wise.
We got a Shaq sighting. He's bald.
So, talk to you guys later.
See you,
Hey,
All right,
T-Bass.
Thanks for that one.
Shaq, you still down there in the Caribbean?
Where you at right now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
He's in space.
What's going on?
I don't know if y'all can hear me clearly, but I'm
Yeah.
in Grenada. Last day, trying to enjoy my vacation. I figured I could stop by while I got some good Wi-Fi-ish.
Yeah.
So did you pretend to be a scuba instructor or anything fun like that?
Something like that. I was thinking about starting the market down here and not going back.
This is funny.
Are you rolling? Are you rolling something?
And I'm eating a fruit. It's called like a plum. Some type of plum.
That's what they call it down there. Okay.
That's fun.
Not the bag I expected you to pull out.
Nope.
Hey, what's up, man?
What up,
Man,
Dean?
Shaq and Dean are hungry.
Yeah. I just got done playing ball, man. Of course I'm hungry.
What you got for us, Dean?
Championship too?
What's that?
Did you guys lose in your softball championship like I did?
No, tonight was the first night of the play tomorrow night.
Okay.
We're like the worst team in the league, and then we took out the number 2 team tonight, so it's pretty wild, pretty good. And we didn't just like beat them, demolished them. So it was pretty epic, pretty awesome. So
That's good.
yeah, we had fun. We're the fun team. We're the drinking team, usually. So it was fun.
So, Dean, what I want from you is I want one of your hottest off-season takes.
One of my hottest off-season takes is I have seen. Okay, so I've been to a couple of I've been to practice, right, and watching the quarterbacks throw the ball. I have not seen a more full throw, like timing, the spiral on the ball. I mean, and it hits his receivers and where they need to catch it. Nobody else can touch it than Max Brosmer. Honest to God, that has been the biggest shock I have had. It's welcomed. I'll take it, but I don't know why Howell is still number 2. I'm all for J.J. McCarthy and taking off with this thing, but there is no way I would put Howell in over Max Brosmer right now. No way.
Wow. Well, Cody, you got someone to agree with you.
Let's see.
Cody, earlier, Cody made a prediction that Brosmer will be the backup quarterback week 1.
I like that, man. Like, after watching him out there, he throws the ball
40
to 50 more times than anybody else.
He's going to be
I am Skol Julio.
He's going to be KLC's robot.
Fish, you know who that is?
Yeah, it's Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny,
Okay.
no beard, no hair.
You don't recognize him without a beard sometimes, so I just want to make sure you know who that was. You guys actually kind of look like brothers right now. Keep the glasses on so I can tell you guys apart.
Will do.
What's up, Lenny? What have you been up to, man?
It's been working. It's hard to get on exactly when you guys are on lately. With work and the kids and doing stuff. Got to try to get a second job to pay for all the dance fees and everything like that.
Yeah,
I got a dancer and a figure skater, man. That shit's expensive. This is fucking crazy. But yeah, no, I try to get on it if I can. I've rewatched a couple of the shows on YouTube when I have some time, just throughout the day or the week or whatever.
Have you been keeping up with the Vikings offseason?
Oh yeah. I've been watching. I've been watching the updates from Purple Insider and also Purple Daily and whatnot. So I mean, I don't know. It was funny. I was picking up my daughter from dance last night, and guy saw my slippers with the Vikings symbol on them. He was like, "Hey, so how you think JJ McCarthy's going to do this year? He's got a Baltimore Ravens hat on, so he just loves talking football." And I was like, I think it's going to take him a year to kind of like reach his peak. I think this year it's going to be rough to start the year. I'm trying
the song title?
Move, bitch. Get out the way because we're coming. We're coming. We're coming. Okay, it's gonna happen. We're coming. But no. But I think this year KOC understands what he has to do to succeed with JJ, and I always remember the quote he said is a lot of teams fail the quarterback doesn't fail the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have positioned ourselves to not fail JJ. And I think things might not look fantastic this year, but I mean, other than Jaden Daniels last year, I mean, all those rookie quarterbacks last year had ups and downs. Not a lot. Bo Nix had a game where he completed 5 passes in a game or something like that. It was just awful. Yeah. So I'm anticipating TJ Hawkinson to lead the team in catches and touchdowns.
So you're saying that you would draft TJ Hawkinson or Justin Jefferson in fantasy football. What do you think about that, Fish?
Oh, I think it's a fantastic idea.
I think drafting TJ is a good idea, but not until probably the 6th round.
Yeah, I go.
I think
You said it 11.
The sleeper.
I know, man. I'm about to throw my phone through my TV monitor.
Fish doesn't want to hear about fantasy football. But aside from JJ McCarthy, Lenny, what are some of your thoughts about what's been going on in the offseason and what's your confidence level in this team?
My confidence in the defense is sky high. I came on when you guys were grading the cornerbacks and the safeties. That's why I asked who pissed in Fish's Cheerios, because he's like D. Just are you looking at Playboy over there? You're just looking at D's or something? I mean, come on, dude.
Oh man, Playboy is 30 years ago, buddy. I've moved on to Hustler.
Anyway, I mean, I'm sky high on this defense. I think our secondary is not the best, but I believe our front 4 or 5, if we play the 3-4, the front 5 is going to create so much pressure, and it's going to create so much havoc for the other teams. I've heard nothing but, the last 2 days with the joint practices, I've heard nothing but just constant, this defensive line is just creating so much havoc and getting back there and creating so much pressure on Drake May that I think Renard's going to have a massive year. I think he's so freaking motivated. And I think Turner's going to turn that corner. So
no, not corner.
I like the wordplay.
Safety.
No. He said what he said. He's going to turn the corner and hit the quarterback. He ain't no safety. But I like what you said about Grenard, because I was saying with our defensive line, I think he flirts with 20 sacks this year. I mean, he might not get there, but I can see him get the 17, 18 range, where at least we're talking about, man, he's getting close to 20.
Well, here's a hot take. We're going to have 5 guys on our team with 8+ sacks.
Yeah, it's going to make the secondary. Our front 7 is
hot. That's pretty hot.
Top 5 defense. Like second, our front seven is going to make our secondary a top 5 secondary. I'm
Yep.
totally in that.
I agree with that.
Just a Super Bowl Vike. To be fair, we have not picked in the top 10 that often.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one reason why we haven't picked a quarterback in the top 10.
And we had a general manager who liked to trade back out of the first round to acquire 7th round draft picks. So
We still do.
This is the fourth quarterback we've ever selected in the top 10 of our franchise history.
No, this is the first.
One.
Well, first, yeah.
Yeah, it's our fourth quarterback in the first round in franchise.
First round, yeah.
Yeah, first round, sure. Sure.
And people are like, don't write him off yet.
Do you see us winning a playoff game this year, Lenny?
I mean, I want to say yeah, but it's too tough. It's way too early to tell. I think if we have a great running game and our defense plays the way I think it's going to play, yeah, we will. But there's too much that has to go into it. I still think we're a 10-win team, even with JJ playing like a 15 to 20th, ranked quarterback. If he's like a 15 to 20th ranked quarterback, I still see us with a 10-win team, just because our defense is going to probably lead the league in scoring or be like in the top 3. And that's just going to help him so much more. It's not going to be we have to score 4 touchdowns in a game. It's going to be, can you kick 3 field goals and score 1 touchdown and win 16-10, 16-13, 16-14, something like that, so.
Just needs to be Case Keenum like. What's the end goal? Where do we want JJ McCarthy? Like, do you want JJ McCarthy to be elite MVP, numbers even when Justin Jefferson leaves and Addison leaves, like a Peyton Manning, right? When his receivers leave, he's still a good quarterback. That's where we want him to be later in the future.
Yeah,
absolutely.
How many quarterbacks have just come into the league and just been gangbusters?
I think it's Jaden Daniels and not Joe Burrow because he got hurt. But
I don't know, Lenny, but I kind of hope ours is +1.
RG3, but where's he?
Yeah, where's he? Right, yeah.
Fucking gone.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow was definitely hot before the injury.
Yeah, he ain't been done much.
So, Lenny, pretty much what I'm hearing is you guys making the playoffs, but you're not ready to hand us a win yet.
I mean, like I said, I want to say yes, but I'm trying to. I'm trying to condense that confidence and that excitement that I have every time of this year, and understand it's a long freaking season.
That's
and
fair.
Understand this quarterback's not played a game in the NFL, and that's where I'm at. But I do like the connection between JJ and Addison. That seems to be going very well this preseason.
I think Daddy traded in the next offseason because Jets is going to be like, I ain't having this.
Hey, if he's got 80 catches, 1,400 yards, and 12 touchdowns, guess what? That's a first-round pick, man. I'll take that.
He looks good right now. Jordan Addison looks really good in practice, man. He's making some cuts. Looks good. His route running has extremely improved.
So, Dean, you guys winning a playoff game. I saw you nod in your head. Do you think you're that confident right now that we finally get a damn playoff win?
I am so confident in that defense that we have right now and our offensive star power that I have a really hard time picking someone that's going to just outscore us right now with that. I mean, you combine that defense with the offense. I'm trying to think biasly, and I wouldn't want to be another team that had to outscore us to win a game. Because they are nasty. Being on the field and watching their drills and stuff like that, them boys are big. They are nasty, and they love it.
They've been showing out. I mean, it's kind of funny being on the other side of things now, but they were abusing Garrett Bradbury.
Oh, terrible.
So it's just kind of funny being on the other side of that. And like, oh yeah,
Right. They just went after him too. They knew it. Like, little Garrett is all right.
Bob Sweet. I hope so, and I hope not. Because if he's as good as Marino, awesome. But Marino didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yes. See, that's what I picked the Stones. You don't always get what you want, but you'll get what you need.
Yeah.
You don't need it right now.
He could be Trent Dilfer, damn it.
Yeah.
Brad Johnson. Win a Super Bowl. We got an awesome defense. Just go win a Super Bowl and do it early in your career. Like this year.
That'd be fine. I'm okay.
Just get that out of the way and then go on with your career.
Become mediocre for the rest of it, right?
Win a Super Bowl now, and then we don't have to watch the Vikings play football ever again. We can move on to a different sport, right, guys?
Yeah.
Or we're gonna come back to this later in life and be like, what the fuck has he won another Super Bowl yet?
Oh boy.
I can't believe this.
What's up, Tanya?
What's up, Tanya?
I just figured this out. Isn't this great?
Yeah, it is.
You can hear my voice.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But now I want to hear your confidence level for this season.
Oh my gosh, I am so confident. We are going strong. I don't know if we'll get to this Super Bowl. I sure hope so. I'm thinking we're going to be more like 15-2. That's my take. I do not think we're going to go 17-0, but we'll see.
That's fair.
Yeah.
15-2.
15-2.
Gotta have off games.
Yeah, a couple off games.
I think we are going to have well, I don't know. We just beefed up our line so much. And I think that the refs are going to be a little bit more fair after that Rams game and a couple other things that have gone throughout the seasons. I'm confident that we're going to have a great season. Yeah, and I don't know if you're following me in the chat at all, but I think there are a lot of guys who are going to show their stuff off that just people haven't recognized before. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
Can you give us one of those players? What one guy is going to show off this year that we don't even know?
Well,
outside line.
I don't. You know what? I actually have a lot of faith in JJ. I really, really do. But I do hope that Max Brosmer has his time to shine. I really do. I'm not hoping anything bad will happen with JJ. But if something were to happen, whatever that may be, if he gets his 15 seconds of fame, I think people will really recognize him more, and I think he will become a household name over the next few years. That's my take.
That'd be good for a backup quarterback, becomes a household name.
I think it can happen. I don't know. I mean, look, wasn't it 2022, 2023 when every organization went through every backup that they had in the system? So anything is possible. And again, nobody expected anything from Sam Darnold last year, and we did great. I think, I don't know, I guess I'm a huge wide receiver and quarterback fan just because I always have been. And as I stated earlier, I didn't know much about Theo Jackson. Maybe this will be the year that he shines. I want Harrison Smith to get a ring. I want him to get a gold jacket. This is our year. This is the year we have to get it done. That's my take.
Hell yeah. I think we're going 15-2 now.
Yay. and it's my special year. So it has to happen.
I'll take any reason for it to happen. But yes, it is your special year.
Yes,
Jack, we haven't heard from you.
So, you haven't heard from me. Well, I've got a small chat going on because Facebook is still really stupid and won't let me on the chats, which is dumb. It's not just this one; it's like all of them.
Yeah, you're banned.
I'm banned. I know, because our dog died. I mean, how stupid is that? But whatever. Anyhow, yes, if anyone wants to join me for a game sometime, let me know, because that would be the best gift ever. But,
yeah, you're celebrating your birthday in December, right?
yes, I am. I'm a Christmas baby, so
Cody will be at the Christmas game.
Yes,
yeah,
I will
that'd be
be there.
fine. But I've got kids. I don't think I can get away on Christmas Day. But, however it works.
How many kids you got?
6.
I have 4.
Yeah,
6?
that'd be rough.
Yep. Yep.
Now Shaq speaks up.
Yep. I've got almost 25, almost 23, 18, almost 17, and almost 10. So we've got a bunch of fall birthdays happening.
You
I
tell
got
those
that
ladies
spread
ain't
like
nothing
you,
wrong with
Keith.
6 kids.
And 3 cats. And
3
minus
cats.
a dog. My poor dog.
Aw.
But yeah.
That's
But-
Shaq, what do you think? Shaq, what do you think about the 15-2 prediction?
It sounds good and all. I just don't think it's kind of hard for teams to win that many games. Like, it's rare that a team wins double-digit games to begin with back-to-back seasons. But I do feel like our team did get better than last year.
There's no-
15 is a lot for me. The highest I could go right now is 13. If we could get 13 wins in what?
That's not bad. I mean, 13 and 15. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll take
I mean-
either of those.
13's good. Yeah, 13's
We won
good.
14 with Sam Donald.
15's
Kirk
better.
Cousins, we won his first 2 seasons with us. He won what, 12 games, 10 games. So we always was winning double digits when we had our starting quarterback since we hired KOC. It's just I feel like the team has to play more consistent, find a groove, and hopefully with Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, we get more consistency.
That Mason deal, that still just gets me so excited. Like, how did we do that? I don't know. I'm pumped about that.
So Brian Asamoah's cut. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Yep.
How do y'all feel about
Yeah,
that?
he gone.
Unfortunate.
I mean, we just kind of expected.
I think we saw it coming. I think we saw it coming.
But
Once Ivan Pace
I saw it coming.
It doesn't seem to be
that
his
spot
year.
from him.
I didn't expect it to happen until after the 3rd preseason game, but
The time frame was definitely surprising.
He's already re-signed somewhere, I think.
yeah, Tennessee.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Good.
We play them next week.
I think they did that so he could get a chance to sign somewhere early.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. It's like they like to do right by the players. I think they knew, you're not going to make this roster. Go ahead and try to catch on somewhere else, and you got 2 weeks to prove yourself there.
Well, and also Kwesi had that special connection with Asamoah because they're both of the heritage of the same country. I think, which one was it? Is it Ghana? Anyhow,
Yeah, it's Ghana.
so probably
I
that
guess he's a
contributed
Ghana.
a little bit to.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but they've done it with like every player that they've like kind of cut bait with. They've kind of done what's better for the player and not necessarily what's better for them, which as a fan, not always the greatest things. Like, man, you cut that guy when you could have traded him.
Tanya, can you say that again? What you just said? I guess he's a.
I guess he's a Ghana.
I missed that one, Cody. I'm glad you caught that one and played that one back. Timmy got Shaq in the background. I never noticed that.
Well, at least it's not fantasy football.
Yeah, I
Speaking
don't
of
do
which,
fantasy football.
No,
No, because I watch everybody.
Yeah, what's our draft, guys?
Start removing people.
Not me. I've already been cut. No.
We're actually we're actually are going to cut this though because it is
All right.
getting late and Michael Fisher's at the work. But before we do, I'm gonna give everybody a chance to say one last thing. We'll go around the horn. So Lenny, what do you got for us?
In a perfect world, in a perfect season, we'll have the best defense and it will carry us to a championship.
Oh yeah.
That's my gut feeling. The best chance we have this year. I want to believe that JJ is going to throw for 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns. I can't see it. I can't. I want to, but I just don't believe that's his makeup. That's what he's going to do. But this defense, they played. I don't think it's much different than it was from last year, other than the fact that we've got better interiorly on the defensive line, and I think that's going to be head and shoulders better and more effective for us this year. I think our defense is going to rival, some of those greatest defenses ever if they can all stay healthy and they can put it together. So I'm excited to watch some great defense, and I'm excited to watch his QB grow, and just got to stay healthy.
See, I think Lenny is actually very optimistic, very excited, but he's doing all he can to keep it from getting out of control and keep it in check. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, Dean?
I'm totally excited and I'm totally out of control, but I am telling you, defense they're monsters, man. They're so good. And JJ McCarthy, once in a while, he'll catch them. I got a lot of faith in this guy. I think he's gonna be something special. I like our backup situation as long as they can put Maxey in there. I feel really confident with that situation as well. This team is built to. I think I don't see anybody really beating our ass right now. It's not going to happen. We're not, them guys on the defense. You make them mad, someone's going to get hurt. Like, they're big boys. They are nasty. They have a chance to outscore our offense. I strongly feel like our defense has a chance to outscore our offense any given Sunday.
Right. I like it. Skol. Tanya, final words. What do you got for us?
Oh my goodness. Will Fries. I guess that's just what's coming to my mind right now. Like, this guy's going to be great. I'm so excited to watch him and see how it goes.
Will Fries. Right. All right. I hope so. Because we paid him a lot of money and we are excited to get him. We were hoping for him before, free agency opened up. So hopefully that one pans out.
All right.
Michael Fish, what do you got?
For Vikings fans, by Vikings fans, don't forget to tip your waiters. Try the veal. Help us out in any way that you feel comfortable doing so. One easy way to set it and forget it is become a member. We are going to have we're developing a program to have some benefits for members. Don't forget to check your tire pressures. We're going to be going to the home opener in 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We're going to have a rocking good time. If anybody can join us, I'm going to be the giant tree that's going to have the little shrubs all around him. Come give us a hug.
Does that make me a shrub?
We'll sign your foreheads with Let's Skol. Let's have some fun. The season is upon us. It's time to have fun and actually get to watch some football, and let's Skol.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh,
right, Cody, what do you got?
I am considering going to the Seattle game. So that's November 30th, I believe. It's right
You'll be able to
after
run into
Big City.
Emiliano there.
Maybe
I
run
think
into
it would
Lenny
be a
there.
great game.
Yeah, Lenny.
Lenny?
I'm not going this year.
All right. Because I know a lot of you guys are West Coast. So it's like, if there's a chance that I could get a ticket, I would love to coordinate something so we're all sitting together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find somebody. All right, Cody, what do you got?
All right. So, hey, it's Thursday. The weekend's right upon us. Don't do anything stupid to where you're going to miss 3 days of your job, i.e., someone we know, right? So, if you have a plan at the end of the day, right? Call yourself an Uber to get home. And like always, don't beat your kids, don't beat your dog, don't beat your wife. Always, let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Thank you for everybody who chilled with us all night. We appreciate it. It's a lot funner with an audience, but we'll talk to ourselves till we have to. But we do appreciate you being here. We will be live after the preseason game. Might start that up a little bit early. We said that last time, but we didn't. But yeah, we will be live after the game. So we'll see you guys on Saturday. Let's Skol.
Skol.